Welcome everyone to Comics from the Multiverse. Not episode number. This is the annual. This is annual number 10. Welcome everyone. Yeah, I was double checking that just before we start. I was like, what number are we on? I think it's 10. I want to check though. That's a big number to say. Yes, joining me as always. I'm Peter, by the way, but joining me is Matt.
Hey, let's rock.
Also making his second appearance in half a week, shockingly, is Connor.
I mean, it's technically all of our second appearance in half a week. It's not shocking for you two, but still.
Yeah, the emphasis was on the shock factor. But yes, welcome. So this is not our weekly series where we review the books that are coming out. This is our annual episode where we go back and look at the previous year, in this case 2025, and we will be deciding winners of Best Arter, Best Writer. We'll talk about the worst stuff of the year, and of course the main event is us deciding what the top 10 books of 2025 are, for which we have to agree on and build a list. So that is what we're going to do. Plus I've got some results. The audience were voting as well, so I can reveal theirs. And I've even got a few stats based on our ratings throughout the year. So we'll see when we make up a top 10 how much that matches what our ratings say in terms of averages. But yes,
I'm going to throw all that out of whack by not having been here for enough to contribute to the ratings.
That is very true. Although, I'll give you one stat up front, just an interesting little stat. All right?
We'll be the judge of that.
The average rating that I gave the entire year for every book I rated was 7.69. Now, we know for a fact that Matt's going to be higher, but the question is how much higher is Matt's average?
I can tell you the average rating I've got on my my League of Comics Geeks, where I've tracked every comic from the year.
Let me guess, 6.66.
No, it's only in a 5-star rating, annoyingly, so I can't do, so it doesn't count halves. My average rating on there is 3.4 for things released in 2025.
So a 6.8 to extrapolate up to a 10 system.
Yeah, I think that's about fair. I think like you try and read things that you're gonna like. So overall, it averages a little bit higher than
yeah. All I'm saying is I'm not surprised it's lower than me because you're a miserable sod.
What's mine?
I'll go that far.
So yours is higher, but it's not actually as much higher as I thought it was going to be. Your average is, so mine was 7.69, yours is 7.88.
Oh, well, look at that.
Below 8, you're all right.
A reserve Matt this year.
Look at that.
I've got a funny feeling making him read all of Hattush and staying on World's Finest all years contributed heavily to that number.
I'm not gonna lie. On the last show, and I said, I'm like pretty much up to date. I didn't do the last issue of Hattush when that came out, like last month, because I don't want to finish it. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it when it's all out. I'll just do it all in one go.
I don't remember it. I know I read it. I don't remember it. It has not made a,
that might have dragged my average rating down if I had read it.
The non-committal effort from Connor is unreal.
No, I'm gonna get to it when they're all there. I'll just read the last like 3 in one go.
Like, I can't believe it's that bad, and then I try to get remembering what has happened, and then it's like it's much worse.
Wait,
I have no idea what happened in the last issue I read. It was so long ago because of all the delays.
I mean, you say the last 3, what you really mean is the last 3 of the first half.
Yes, the last 3 that are like going to be published.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
Yeah.
Hattush part tush.
I think if they do publish the rest of it, it will be a separate miniseries, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do not.
They can't like revert to the old numbering, throw in a couple of issues.
I don't think there is a world in which they take over the main Batman book, unless they wait so long that Fractions run's ending and it's just neatly going to slot in before the next one.
Which I don't even think we've hit the bread and butter of Fractions run. So
I never checked, but I know Peter will know this because he cares about these things. With the legacy numbering, did they count the rest of Hattush that wasn't out as numbers before the Fraction Batman, or did they do it as they were published?
No, they counted it. I mean, assuming they're still putting them, I definitely counted it in my own numbering.
Yeah, but what I mean is, for Fractions Batman #1, did they count it as if they'd published the rest of
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah. They included those like 3 issues that hadn't existed yet.
So they assume that they will exist.
They're
one day.
committed to it. Yeah, they're committed to those, at least that. But I mean, to be fair, there's only one left, I think, of those to come out now, right? And there's
I
one
don't know
more.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe there's 2.
I don't
one
know.
or 2. There's one or 2 left of that batch.
It might happen eventually. It might be real.
So, how was everyone's 2025?
I don't remember. That was a
The
long
less
time
that
ago.
can be said, the better. You know, I did get a really good Superman movie.
You got a
So-
fine Superman movie.
No, it's a very good Superman movie.
It's a perfectly passable Superman movie.
Oh, is he on being whiny about a Superman movie?
Matt brought this up.
Yes, he is. Well, no, because I just said I got a really good Superman movie, and I'm very happy
It's
with
a
it.
fine Superman
We
movie.
got
And
a
it's
really
a
good
struggle every day
Superman
not
movie.
to watch it.
Every day.
I could just turn it on. It takes great restraint on my part.
In the last couple of weeks, I've seen the odd thing on Twitter of like certain letterbox users have been like, "Hey, remember when I watched this one film every day for a year?" And it's just like, and they post the receipts. I'm like, that'll be you.
It could be, but like, if it wasn't for football playoffs right now, you know, that could be my weekend. Is once a day watching Superman. You know, but here we are.
Oh, yeah, I have no comments. Hey, on the bright side, 2026 is already making 2025 look better by comparison, and it's only been a couple of weeks. So, but hey, we come here to forget about the rest of the world and focus on silly comic books. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll get into things. I mean, I think the order, we obviously always leave the top 10 till last. That's the main event. I think, I want to say we usually start with artists. And sort of,
You do this every year.
What?
Where you're like, I can't remember what order we do things, and you never go back and just check the last one.
No.
It's more fun to keep it loose.
The beauty of this is I bet the order is more or less the same every year because I have the same logic every year, even though I don't check.
Maybe.
All right? Have faith, right? You're the Star Wars nerd here. The Force is guiding me, okay? The Force is... I'm shutting my eyes.
I don't think the Force wants to give you any guidance.
I'm aiming for that shaft with the fail-safe in it, the plot hole that they made the whole movie to try and explain later, and I'm going to hit my target, all right?
Mm-hmm. Whatever you say.
I didn't know that the Force could affect droids, but here we are.
What are you insinuating?
That you're a robot. You're like a Star Wars version of Data.
Wait, what?
Said you're like a Star Wars version of Data.
Star Wars has its own droids. Why'd you have to make me a droid for another
Because
thing?
there's in Star Wars though, the droids are very like the closest you get to ones that look human are 3PO, right? There's none that can masquerade as human. Unless there's something in the expanded that I haven't.
I mean, there
come
definitely
across.
is, but
Yeah. So, you know, like Lobot's the closest, and he's like he's more of a cyborg.
he's
than
he's
anything.
definitely a cyborg.
So, you know, I'm just saying you're a machine masquerading as a man.
Like,
And I don't
this is
see
what
that
I
too
get
much in
for
Star
trying
Wars.
to put it into terms that Connor's puny little brain could understand. And I get this Star Wars nonsense.
I mean,
for the
I
next
understood
2
what you were
minutes.
saying the first time. I just disagreed with you.
I was emphasizing with some creative license, so I was. All right, so let's talk about best artist of the year. We can nominate some names and whittle down and pick a winner. So I'm looking at the results of the vote, which I shouldn't be doing because it's just going to influence me.
Yeah, it's gonna poison the well.
But it's also a handy list of like who's notable from this year that I may want to
True.
mention.
I mean, I have one in particular, and I'm sure we can guess.
Okay, go on.
Who mine
How's
would be.
the nomination?
Yeah, so between Dark Patterns and Absolute Wonder Woman, and then an issue of Superman, Hayden Sherman is by far and away my favorite writer of the year, or artist of the year. You know, every time that name popped up, I got excited. The stuff that he was doing with the different angles and perspectives, and most Dark Patterns was mostly this year, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe one
Almost
issue
all of
last
it.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's that issue with the Scarface. Well, there's the arc with the Scarface Towers, but where we got the final reveal with Scarface, as a building, and it was just a whole lot of fun. And then everything in Absolute Wonder Woman that Sherman touched this year, like the Labyrinth issues, where the panels would be twisted in such a way you almost get lost, but not really. So it gives you that kind of vibe. So yeah, Hayden Sherman riding high for me.
All right, Cara, you got a nomination?
Yeah, I will agree that is a very good nomination. It probably would have been one of the it's rare that you have an artist do two different series in the same year that are both pretty high quality, especially when it's not just like the end of one series, the start of another, or like two different miniseries. They're both got a good substantial amount of issues over the year.
And then you've got Dan Mora, who's just doing 5 books a month somehow.
Yeah, but Dan Mora's a freak of nature.
Yeah, more Dan Mora. That's what I say.
Yeah. But as another nomination, I'll go with Takeshi Miyazawa. Work on Batgirl. That stuff was excellent.
Yeah. I enjoyed that quite a bit as well. Missed him when he was missing for an issue or two. Whenever that happened. Yeah, I think the first name that comes to mind for me, honestly, and forgive me if because there's a couple that we always mix together here, but I believe Javier Rodriguez is the artist on Absolute Martian Manhunter, which I have to nominate because not only does it look good, even though I wouldn't even say the artistic style is necessarily what I normally gravitate towards, it's just so inventive the way that it tries to incorporate ideas and storytelling mechanics in an abstract way into the art that it always felt like it was surprising me and impressing me and like advancing the story in unexpected ways that art I don't think normally does. The art form normally fits into like a box of tools that we're used to what the rules of those tools are, right? You have a big splash page for this, you have small panels for this, you have a nice even layout for this thing, maybe you have a crazier kind of wonky layout for this more crazy moment. I feel like everything in Absolute Martian Manhunter, it feels like it's reinventing the wheel in a way that makes sense, where it doesn't just feel it doesn't feel like they're just throwing shit against the wall. It feels like no, everything's thought out.
Oh yeah, it's excellent, and it feels like it really takes makes the most of being part of the Absolute world, and just we have license to do something different. I know
whatever we want.
Yeah, a couple of the other Absolute books are definitely not house style, right? So to be like even like Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, but then I think on the other hand, while the art is still good in their respective books, Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Flash, I think fall into a lot more safer traditional DC style art. But then Absolute Martian Manhunter just completely stands alone.
And the way that it works colors into the story as well, right? Where there's meaning to each of those colors, when they get put on there. There's a page in the last one where, it was all the colors are kind of pushed out for that kind of grayish, bluish, tone. And it just looks like it's dripping over there. And it's, really fantastic work.
Was that our last issue, 2025? Was that this month or last month? Probably last month, but I'm just double checking.
It's probably, yeah. Yeah, we haven't had one yet. This
I don't think so, no. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it's... I think definitely the most unique art of the year that was also excellent to me is Javier Rodriguez. We can go around for some more nominations though, if there's more names we want to mention, even if we think those first 3 are the ones we're really going to be arguing over. But
yeah, I mean, it'll stand by for me as I kept on with Ivy is Takara.
Yeah,
and not every issue he's done this year, but the ones that he does, you can feel his fingerprints over the storytelling, and Wilson works really well with him. So when he's not there, it feels like a piece is missing, even though the story is going, but everything that Takara did in Ivy this year has been fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a great shout.
Yeah, Connor, you got another one?
Evan Cagle for New Gods. That's every issue was just gorgeous.
Yeah. I have nothing negative to say, certainly. Obviously there's a lot of solid artists that were very consistent throughout the year. I feel like it's only 2 issues, so it's a bit tough to maybe make the argument, but I do really want to say how much I love the art in the Batman Second Night by Mike Perkins.
Yeah.
Like the art is just absolutely elevating everything in that
Is that
book.
the only thing Perkins worked on this year?
For the most part. I mean, maybe he did like a single issue or something else earlier in the year, but...
Okay. I feel like I'm so used to him just regularly popping up in different places that I thought I must have seen him somewhere else.
Yeah. But no, I loved... like, honestly, that book's felt like an event. And I've liked the story, but the art is just absolutely, elevating.
Yeah,
it
he gives it that golden age noir kind of pulp vibe, especially with the events of this part of the series, hitting all those characters, and the shadows and the way that he plays with the light. It's real good.
Yeah. Hard to think of someone who I was more excited to see on a book last year, honestly. So I'm going to say that. You got one, Matt?
I can't believe, we made it this far, and I know it's just one book, right? But no Somni talk for Batman Robin.
Oh yeah, of course. Joe, the biggest crime of us doing that is simply because the book's ended, and it's not even been that long. It's been like 2 months, but because of that, it feels like it was a while ago now. So it's not like it's fresh in my head. But no, absolutely.
I just want to shout out, I'm really glad of League of Comic Geeks functions where it has everything you read in the year broken up by series, and it gives you a different rating for each of your average rating for what you did of that book over the whole year. So I can just really easily just glance at all my titles. It's quite nice. But yeah, that was another good book.
Yeah. Just it feels like a year one, right? Like it has those old school styles, but with the new sensibility around it.
It's easily the best thing Wade's done at DC in recent years, and I think Somni is no small part of it. They have such a good working relationship at this point. Somni
always
just elevates Wade's work no matter what at this point.
They always take the credit as co-storytellers, right? It's never like script by Wade, art by Somni. They'll say storytellers, Mark Wade and Chris Somni. So I always feel like it's both of them working in tandem there. And so I definitely would say Somni elevated that book by a whole lot.
Yeah.
Looking at I don't know how much you two have read of it, but Montos on Green Arrow has been killing.
Well, we kind of we have been doing it for Patreon, but the issues we've read, I think we may have started the 2025 issues, but we can't really speak to it for 2025 specifically.
We can't count it.
Yeah. The art's been phenomenal from what we've read. Yeah, absolutely.
Through the first 4 that we've got, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you've read the first issue of 2025 then.
Yeah. So I don't think we can realistically count that for this show, just because.
No, that's fair. It's very good though, and it stays pretty great throughout. It's the same artist, I think, pretty much every issue.
Yeah, I can make an educated guess that I will feel as strongly for the rest of the 2025 issues, but I can't really, nail it.
Yeah.
Other shout outs here. Sam Pierre's been great on Wonder Woman. He's done most of the main issues of that. It's always the site. It's always very bombastic and it feels very confident and bold. So shout out to that. Dexter Soy's been great on Nightwing. Very consistently. I always enjoyed the art in there. Nicholas Scott and Cheetah and Cheshire. I'm just throwing out some other names because I think the ones we're going to argue over are the ones we've already said, but I want to give some of these shout outs here because they're worth shouting out.
Yeah. Sammy Basri for Birds, because while that book, the story wasn't always clear, the art I felt was always, a high point.
I don't think it was as strong as last year's stuff on it.
No, the last arc was definitely one of the weakest things that the book had done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which will probably be reflected when we get to ranking the books, but yeah, I mean, I think we've got the ones. I mean, I guess, like, there's obviously other good artists sprinkled throughout. There absolutely is. But I think the ones we've mentioned are the ones that we probably perk up and talk about the most.
Also, Yannin was on a full, arc of tech.
That's true.
And it's taken this long for us to drop that name just because we're so used to just Yenin being great. It almost, I think
it
disqualifies.
It suffers from his own reputation of it wasn't spectacular by his standards, right? It was still very good, but it wasn't like above and beyond expectations. But so we
don't immediately jump.
Yeah, I think we'll be saying something very similar about Tom Taylor actually when we get to writers. Is that his stuff in tech's been great. I've been really enjoying this last arc, but that was pretty much all he did this year outside of that court book.
I think that's why it took us so long to mention Somni as well. In that it was very good art. Obviously, it was, but it was what I expect from Somni at that level. Like, it wasn't like spectacular by his standards, even though by other standards, it's it's easily in the top tier of the year.
Yeah. This is. I mean, are the ones we all nominated first? Is that who we're all actually trying to root for to win?
Yeah. So I'm in my Hayden Sherman bag. I can already tell you, like that art. It's made an automatic buy if I see that name attached anywhere. So that's been a revelation this last year.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Sherman art a lot, but I don't think I love the layouts more than I love the art style itself. So for me, it's definitely underneath some of these other names we've mentioned in terms of overall my excitement for them.
I think for me, it probably is between Sherman and Rodriguez.
Those are my 1 and 2.
I think
so.
It's hard because I think Rodriguez might technically excite me more and be slightly better. But it's like 6 issues compared to Sherman, who's pumped out how many over the year?
Right. But also, did Rodriguez also have that Zatanna book? Was that this year?
The Tamaki one?
This year was the Campbell one.
Yeah. I used to talk about the Tamaki one. That wasn't this year. No.
That wasn't this year. Okay. No. So yeah, I would definitely use that argument then for as great as the Absolute Martian Manhunter stuff is, it is, output versus non,
I don't know if number of books should be a metric though for this necessarily, because some artists only get 4 or 5 issues out in a year, and I don't know if we can count that against them.
Maybe not, but I think just to a little extent, I think it's the same reason why in previous years, like Dan Moore has had a bit of an edge on other people, being like having that quality consistently plus that extra amount of books. I think it helps a little bit just in perception.
And the fact that Absolute Wonder Woman and Dark Patterns are so different tonally, and the art is respective of that. I would never it's the same artist, but it doesn't feel the same. I look at it and I know it's Sherman, but just the feeling for it is a bit different. So,
well, I mean, it sounds like we're going Sherman. It sounds like we're going Sherman. I mean, I'm being outvoted here because I wouldn't put him first.
Gotcha.
I'd have him I don't know, 4th or 5th probably on my list if I was doing a ranking.
Which ones would you have above him?
Rodriguez for sure, Perkins, Samney, and maybe Miyazawa. Although I feel like the last arc of Batgirl's not given him as much opportunity to do the cool action scenes that he's really good at. So I feel like if it was just the first half of the Batgirl of stuff we've had so far, it would be a lot more enthusiastic. As it is, it's kind of a bit more wavering.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Yeah, but if you guys are both voting for him, then that's it. There's 3 of us, so Sherman wins Artist of the Year.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, there you go. That's best artist, and I guess actually, instead of doing all these at the end, let's go and see what the audience voted for best artist. Let's have a look at that. So I'll give you the top 10, right? Just based on all their votes. Number 10 is Janai Lindsay. Number 9 is Nicholas Scott. Number 8 is Skylar Partridge. 7, Jorge Jimenez, which is a solid choice. I mean, we never mentioned Jorge, but he's very, very good. Number 6, Eddie Barrows, who I do quite like. I think if he was consistently on a book, I would maybe make more of an argument for Eddie Barrows, but he kind of just comes in and does a couple issues here or there of some books.
Like a journeyman artist,
5, Evan Cagle. 4, Javier Rodriguez. 3, Nick Dragata. So that's obviously Absolute Batman for anyone who's wondered what that name's attached to. 2, Dan Mora. So Dan Mora did well on this vote. And then number 1, Hayden Sherman. So the votes agreed with you two. So that is Art of the Year done and dusted. I think what we'll look at next is we'll do the negative part. We'll do the worst stuff of the year. Do you know what? I'm going to do the vote first, right? Just because it'll freshen our memories, give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
And
It's fair.
It's easier to forget the bad stuff.
Yes, exactly. So there's a bunch of things. So this had less of a point system. This was just more how many people mentioned these things, right? Just straight up how many. And there's a bunch that only one person mentioned, right, as you'd expect, ranging around from different things. Some stuff, I'll maybe bring up some of them later. But I will give you the top 5 and these were all things that more than one person mentioned, right? And then the top 2 were mentioned by more than just a couple. So, number 5, it was phrased differently by a few people, but generally speaking, number 5, World's Finest. All right?
I can see why that's in there.
All right. Number 4, and I'm surprised by this one a little bit just because I'm not sure what people were expecting from it, but number 4 is Harley Quinn Fartacular.
I think that's just more on like, I didn't read it, but objectively, just it must be terrible. I don't think that's expectations. I think that's just how bad it is.
Yeah, but I read, when I saw like more than one person say that, I was like, what were you guys expect? Fartacular.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, fair enough. Number 3, JSA. Not necessarily that it's the worst thing ever. I mean, a lot of them were phrased like the disappointment of it.
I was going to say, that's got to be one of the most disappointing things of the year.
Yes.
For sure. But then there was quite a leap to number 2 here in terms of like mentions. Number 2, Night Fight.
I want to say there's a little bit of recency bias in there, but it is quite bad. So.
It is quite bad, yeah.
It is low-key one of the worst things Williamson's done, and Williamson's done some bad things.
Yeah.
So, like...
Which means number 1 can only be one thing, though, right?
Joshua Williamson's Mr. 6 out of 10. That's why I think of him as in my head.
Like, the sick part of me wants to go and finish it, though, because I got 2 down, I got 2 to go. But
at the start of this show,
I got better things
Matt
to do.
was just so excited for Williamson.
I know, he kept singing these praises, and he's been a blight upon my weekly reading for the last 10 years. Okay, I didn't really realize that I started to have a distaste for him until about, maybe year 2 or 3, but still.
That's because at first it was like, it was fine, and it was, he gets worse the more you read him because he does the same problems over and over.
Yes, that's a very good point. Number 1, with a landslide of mentions. Night Fight wasn't even close to the amount of mentions this got. But the worst thing about DC Comics in 2025, Hatush.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me at all.
Nope, not at all.
That is one of the worst comics I've read this year.
Oh dear. I mean, all I can say for it is that there is like a bit of a car crash quality to it, where I'm kind of have to just see how stupid it gets. But that's like the nicest thing I can possibly say about it. Well,
like at least when me and Pete cover it, we have something to talk about. We're never just like, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever read. We're like, what did we read? Like, what is going on? Like, this book, man. Like,
correct me if I'm wrong. And so, I guess spoilers here if you've not caught up on Hatush, if you care about it. But didn't the last one end with like them exploding the ground and them going underground, but a lot of the rogues gallery were just kind of hanging out underground waiting for them or something? It was something weird like that, and I'm like, what is this? What's happening? Jeff, explain yourself. But hey.
Okay.
Connor, like, what you get to look forward to?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's fine though, because they're never going to publish that next issue, so I'll never have to read it.
Oh no, they will. They will. It may be 2029 by the time they publish it, but they'll publish it.
The co-publisher is working on it. All right, it's going to come out at some point.
Jim Lee, yeah.
I just can't wait till it inevitably one day doesn't come out and they have to retroactively undo the legacy numbers back down 1.
Nah,
Oh man,
they'll
but yeah, that's
fart
pretty
it
bad.
out. Yeah.
The other disappointment, yeah, is JSA, which is a book that I left and came back to. Because I was like, oh, I don't have time. It was out on a crunch week, and then I was like, you know what? For year one, I'll get caught up. And year one's been better, but it's still not where I feel like a Lemire book should be.
I agree with that. It's better, but the bar was so low that it's still not as good.
Yeah, it's still teetering on. Like, as soon as I feel like I've got too many books, it's going to be the easiest one to cut, even though I've still read it up until this point. And also, I've said this as well, but it doesn't actually really work as a year one. Like, like if you don't already know those characters, that year one story is indecipherable. Like, it doesn't do anything to introduce any of it to a new reader.
Yeah, especially the stuff with the Spectre, right? Because that kind of got us where we weren't sure exactly where we were with who the Spectre is, and then he just drops it in on us on that last issue. Which was that this year already, or was that last month?
That last issue was this month, so you're one out of
so
it.
but still,
the issue before it dropped the Spectre at the end.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got that.
There was that.
If I could add another disappointment here for me, because I had hopes, I wanted to like it, and I read a bunch of it, and then ended up just dropping it because I was just feeling nothing for each issue at a certain point, and that was Supergirl. I really wanted to like the new Supergirl book, and it's so light and fluffy, and it doesn't feel like it's got any like, a driving force or momentum, and it's just not what I want.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think to some extent I feel similarly about the back half of Birds of Prey being disappointing. Not that it was ever bad, but it very much felt like, okay, we just kind of have to wrap this up because we've been told we've got to, and it just kind of went
very
to the
truncated.
End. And compared to what the first year of the series was, I do feel a little bit disappointed by the second year.
Yeah.
And like I feel like if Supergirl was like an offshoot, like not quite a YA style book, but like not supposed to be the mainline Kara, I think it would be an easier pill to swallow. But it doesn't match like much of the other things, like the tone of what's going on.
No, I think that's a good way of putting it. It feels like a young, YA, young adult thing, rather than just being Supergirl.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, it's not objectively bad. It was just one of those things that, like, again, a busy week comes up. I'm not making an effort for it, and then finally 3 holiday issues in a row. We had Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, where nothing really of note happens, and it's the same formula. It's almost like Freak of the Week.
When the collection comes out, they're just going to call it Supergirl The Long Halloween, because each issue is going to be set on a holiday.
And not too far off. It's fine if you want to dig down on the characters and stuff, because the characters were rich and were an easy part to read, but on the same time, you want progression, and especially in a Supergirl book. I want to see what Kara's up to. Given a much prominent role, coming in 2026. So it just kind of feels like a miss.
It felt like by its nature, it wasn't trying to be anything more than like a side book. And I'm like, no, like, I want you to feel important. Like, even if you're never going to be the most important book, try and steal it, right? Try and steal the show. And it felt like at the starting line, it was like, we're definitely not winning the race, so why bother? Let's just have fun at the back. And I'm like, but the one's having fun watching you just have fun at the back of the race.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, it is what it is. Like, again, it's not the worst thing ever, but I really wanted to like it.
Here's one that wasn't mentioned in that group, but is I feel like a 1A, 1B to World's Finest, and that's Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say Justice League Red, to be honest.
Oh, no.
I'm having an okay time with Red. It's better than Unlimited.
I really don't like Red. I tried the 3 issues of it, and no.
Look, I get where he's coming from on that one, but I like how haphazard it is, and it has its own identity. Unlike Justice League Unlimited, where we got rid of the Justice League team, now every hero's a member, right? And then it has just been a tie-in to whatever is going on instead of being a Justice League book.
Yeah, there's no
right?
great direction. Honestly, Justice League books seem to be one of the hardest things to do at DC, because there's not many great Justice League books. They tend to suffer. The biggest Justice League run that's happened since we started this show was Snyder's run, And that had
Yep.
its moments, but even that I felt went into weird like sort of directions that I wasn't really that into, and all sorts.
But it was trying to be the tent post for the universe, which I don't necessarily think Justice League needs to be. Because for me, I want Justice League to be the heroes interacting with one another. And I thought with Wade, he can pull from every character, right? Every member of the DC universe that's a hero is part of this team. We'll get some cool meetups and team ups like the cartoon, right? And it just is not,
it's
not
just
been that.
It's too unfocused for that, especially since it falls a lot of into what he does with World's Finest, which is that he just wants to play with every toy in the toy box. So there's no real way, and it's so wild. It's so wild that we've had the best and worst of Mark Waid this past year, because Batman and Robin in year one, at one end of the spectrum, and at the other end you've got World's Finest, and it's like night and day the quality between those two books.
And then we get the Robin Supergirl issue, which is pretty good. And we're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that one issue was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good issue.
What are we doing?
With
which
with JLU, I think I've dropped once it hit the tie-ins.
Sure.
Like I stuck with it all the way to that, and then just I don't think I'll come back.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll read Unlimited, at least one issue of it once KO's over and see what it's like then.
It's very telling looking at my average ratings for those books. I've got JSA at 2.8, Justice League Red at 2.8, and Justice League Unlimited at 2.7. That's out of 5 for again, but that's how they've averaged out. They're all right next to each other in my list of the year. It's quite funny.
Don't worry, I'll be saving all the averages that me and Matt have got for. I mean, I didn't do them separately for us. Like, it was just our averages combined. But I'll save that for once we've actually done the top 10 and see how the numbers stack up. That's the big stuff. Obviously, it's sad that Birds of Prey got cancelled. Even if to be honest, though, I think that last arc being weak in part was because it got cancelled and they had to rush to an ending. Though, so it's kind of like a 1-2 punch in that sense. So there's that. Just starting to get into that Green Arrow run and then finding out it's already ending was a bit of a bummer, but
yeah, but it's still like reasonably, like it's a reasonably decent length run. Like by the end,
was it 12 issues?
We still have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, we still have a lot to read.
I think it's more than 12.
Maybe 16, 18. It's not that much more than that, I don't think.
I'm just have to check
because it started in late 2024, so it couldn't be that much more than.
Yeah, I think it's like 16 or 18.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah, I mean, they didn't make too many silly decisions, I guess. There was the whole Red Hood issue 1 controversy, but that feels like just a whole mess on top of just comics itself, though, to be honest. I don't even know if I want to get into that again.
It's a bit of a debacle from, like, just in terms of the publication of, like, them marking it for, like, 2-3 months, putting one issue out, and then within a week being like, yep, goodbye.
Yeah, very, very strange. But honestly, the worst part about it was just the discourse around it. Like, that was my least favorite thing of the whole thing, was just having to hear different sides of it and like how heated people were getting, and just like the whole thing was just a mess to even deal with. So, and like I said at the start of this, reading comics for the most part, I want to get away from the real world and all the shit that's a bit of a downer on a day-to-day basis. So, I mean, there's that. Was there one like crappy themed month this year? We didn't do like any of the dream months this year, was it, in 2025?
No, we're getting it out of the way in 2026, and it was Fight Month. So
that was 2025.
Well, then December, there it is. Yeah. Then there it is.
Yeah, that was Fight Month. Yeah.
So
I guess those. Yeah, Fight Month sucked.
Fight Month was bad, but it didn't infect every single book like previous years.
In fact, it infected relatively quite few of them, honestly, all things considered. Yeah,
there was 3 or 4 mainline books that did an issue for it, I think.
Yeah.
The rest of them were just one-shots.
And again, having read all of those, the one that tied in probably the best to the ongoing story was Flash, because it felt like it was balanced between the fight between Jay Garrick and Guy Gardner, and then whatever Wally and Bart were doing as well. So so not too much of a bump.
No,
I'd have to do those.
Yeah, And I feel like on the flip side, I mean, not that we're doing best. I mean, we don't really have like just a sort of best thing in general category, but I think just the flip of this is that the Absolute line has just absolutely killed it in 2025. Just in the sense that it's a nice, like, it feels like even the weakest book is still pretty good, and it feels like it's done what they're doing well in sales. It's got a good reputation. Everyone's still feeling excited about it. It just everything feels good about it. There's no negative feeling. That Absolute Power one shot was a great like thing. It advanced the whole thing as well. I really like that issue.
Yeah. Like the Absolute line has had this thing where I'm known as the comic guy at work. You know, like again, I wear the superhero shirts and whatnot, and I had people coming up and asking me because, like, especially Absolute Batman has made its way around the internet. So people were coming and asking me, like, what's going on with this book? You know, like, or, you know, where do I go get it? And how do I, you know, I want to be a part of this as well, which I haven't had in a very long time when it comes to comics, you know? So I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it's been notable that, you know, Marvel have had their Ultimate line and then Absolute line here. It's clear there's a huge market for these. It's not that they're drastically different, but these just completely self-contained, like, here you go, here's everything you need. You don't need to be bogged down with continuity. And obviously that was the point of the original Ultimate Universe as well.
Yep. Yeah.
That was very successful for a long time.
It went away over time, because obviously the longer it goes, the naturally it just stops having that.
Which I'd say is a problem. It's not a problem right now, but it will be a problem in a couple of years. What I will say is, though, DC inherently have a one-up on Marvel with that. I know Marvel are doing that whole chaotic, just the Ultimate Universe is ending. Sure, whatever. But DC inherently have reboots and so many little things to refresh a line anyway.
It's baked into the DNA of DC Comics.
It's going to be so easy to do a Crisis and do a new Absolute style world to follow it up with in 4 or 5 years' time, whenever it starts feeling stale, but whenever it starts feeling like it's too much for new readers.
Well, I feel like they wanted to do this with the Earth 1 stuff years ago, and it just didn't have the identity.
Well, that's because it was that, plus also this idea of like a 160-page graphic novel once every 2 years for each character was just too slow. Like that's not enough.
It was a really nice idea, but you needed an Earth 1 graphic novel once a month.
And that's forgetting, you know, before we even get to the quality of individual books, which is a separate issue.
So, you know, and the fact that DC's always laid on the concept of the multiverse, at least since the 80s.
Also, Matt, did you say a few years ago? Because Earth 1, they started that in 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's a few years ago. Don't worry about it.
Don't.
just 14 years ago. Just, you know, people had kids that year who are now you know, getting to high school soon.
They're doing 6-7 to Matt every day.
That is when my youngest niece was born, and she is going to high school. So, oh god.
Oh dear. Yeah. And I said that in US terms. In UK terms, they're already in secondary school, but
well into it. Yeah. Halfway through.
But you know, most of the audience is American, so I was appealing to them.
So, but no, Connor's right, where they have that built-in fail-safe where it's getting stale. Okay, boom, everything's new. So you know,
I think it's really interesting looking at my ratings. That of my average ratings, almost everything is a out of continuity thing, or like Absolute I'm counting as its own. Like you know, I think technically there is going to be a way of them being in continuity
eventually. I mean, it's got its own continuity, and then eventually there's absolutely going to be a Absolute Crisis. I mean, that's the name. That's the title. That's what they're going to call it. I'm saying it right now.
if not this year, probably next year.
Yeah.
That's coming, but right now it's very separate and its own thing. I think it's not that there's been bad ongoing books, but I think it's really notable how DC have been killing it with a lot of these other books this year.
Yeah, the Black Label book, stuff like that, or
I mean, even one of my highest ratings is Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton.
Oh no, I dropped that after one issue.
That book was phenomenal.
I didn't like that. It made me feel things.
Every issue was just stunning. Ryan North is such a good writer.
Oh, do you know what? It's actually really nice for Cord to like a book and for me to go on it, because he does it all the time with books I like. So I'm like, it was meh. It's fine.
I'm okay with you feeling that. I think it's one of the best things I've read from DC this year, and
I bought it physically just so I could take a shit on it.
Oh wow, that means you had to take a trip to the comic book store. Yeah.
Pete took a bus to the store just to go and get it, just to use it as toilet paper.
Cheaper than toilet paper.
Probably doesn't feel as good, but you know.
Nah, I think glossy, you gotta watch out for paper cuts too, man.
Anytime someone says I'm going to use this as toilet paper, they are spitefully accepting that they're probably going to get a bunch of paper cuts on their asshole just to make the point. It's all about the point. It's not about the fact that it'd be good for it.
Set it on fire. At least you can go, well, you're using it as kindling or something. Get your fire started. There's something you could use it there for. Don't use this toilet paper. That just hurts.
Yeah, but it's the disrespect of smearing it and shit. That's what it is.
Yeah. For the record, you can do that. I'll enjoy it.
For the record, I'm not that negative on it. It was fine. I just didn't. It felt like a side book. I just didn't feel compelled.
Oh, it absolutely was a side book, but as its own separate little thing, I loved it. I'm just found one of my most. New Gods, I think that's technically all continuity, right? It feels like its own thing, but it still had the.
Yeah, I think it's still technically in continuity. Yeah.
Yeah. That and then Catwoman's actually very high ranked. I don't think you've been reading Catwoman, but that book's been excellent. Like the whole year, it's been great. Yeah,
that was one.
If anyone hasn't been reading it, they should probably check it out.
That was one of those books where, like, without noticing, it changed creative teams, and then by the time I realized, it's been a new creative team for a while. Oh well.
Yeah, I think it's probably around the same time that Green Arrow did. I think it was all around that time, and. Yeah, the run started with issue 69, and it's now on 82.
Okay.
83, I think. So, yeah, like it's been just going for a while now at this point, but it's been getting better and better.
Yeah, well, you offended Matt so much with your horrible takes that he left.
Definitely wasn't his dog that we could hear.
I didn't hear his dog. No. I wasn't paying attention, maybe.
No. I heard the dog.
Oh dear. I mean, actually, you're probably going to have more of these than he will. Do you have any favorite non-DC books of 2025 you want to shout out?
I think Marvel, the Fantastic Four run that's been going on with Ryan North has been just killing it. I'm not up to date on it yet, but every single issue just so good. There's a great two-parter where they go to a parallel world with where they're all dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs are still like smart, intelligent, like they're the Fantastic Four as dinosaurs. Wonderful two-parter. You got like T-Rex, Reed Richards. It's great.
I'll tell you what.
What's Ben Grimm?
I think
Fantastic Four.
No, I think he means what dinosaur was Ben Grimm and the ultimate.
I think he said what's Ben Grimm.
No.
I can't remember. I read it like months ago. Do you want me to find out?
I mean, I could probably just Google it, but that's fine.
Yeah, you probably could. But
I was asking,
fairly early in the run.
Matt, have you got any non-DC favorites of 2025?
No.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, honestly, I read one non-DC book really that I stuck with, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Jason Aaron, and it was very good. It was excellent.
I read during October there was a Cullen Bunn story that's like way old, and that's really the only thing that I've done. But it was basically this cursed movie. I wish I could remember the name of the book. This cursed movie gets played for like this Halloween film festival, and it ends up bringing all of the traditional movie monsters to life in this town, and essentially they have to figure out how the movie ends to end everything. And it was fine. I mean, it's Cullen Bunn, it's whatever. Yeah. But that's the only other thing that I've read that wasn't DC this year.
That's fine. I get it.
Quite a lot of manga this year as well. Well, ones I got here. Dog's Red. That's a ice hockey manga. It's very good. And Tower Dungeon, which there's literally just, I say literally just, it's structured like a video game, but there's a big common theme in anime and manga right now where it's like the protagonist is someone from our world reincarnated, or they're in a video game, or like in a fantasy world. This isn't that, but it still uses the structure, and it's very Dark Souls-esque. They've got to work their way up or down through the tower, or the tower dungeon, and they've got different levels. It's very good.
Yeah, I did pick up Roughneck, but I haven't started it because I believe that was a Connor recommendation.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for
Lemire.
it.
Lemire and hockey. So
that was more directed at Connor. My brain was just working slower. I mean, Lemire sounds fine. Obviously, I like Lemire.
Yes.
But it has like hockey and manga or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
It's very good.
It's fine. I'll give you what the audience voted for non-DC books here.
Okay.
I'll give you a top 10. Number 10 is Transformers, which is very popular. That makes sense. 9 is Thundercats Lost. 8 is Amazing X-Men. 7 is The Ultimates. 6 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 5 is Die Loaded. 4 is Lazarus Fallen. 3 is Star Trek Lower Decks. 2 is Power Fantasy. And number 1 is Bug Wars. I feel like
I've heard good things about Bug Wars.
I have no idea what Bug Wars is.
I don't know what Bug Wars is.
It's a Jason Aaron book that's like semi-high fantasy where there's like a battle going on in a backyard between bugs, from what I understand of it. I know Tim was high on it. Tim said the first trade was pretty good. So it's something that I've been meaning to check out. I just don't have time.
A couple of Kieran Gillen books in there, Die and Power Fantasy. I've not read either yet. I've been really behind on a lot of my comics reading this year, but I've got them both stacked up, ready to go.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is Die Loaded a sequel to Die?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So the original Die was 20 issues.
Right.
And then this is, I've not started this yet, so I can't tell you much about it, but it is a sequel, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Ultimates is very good, but as is pretty much everything in the Ultimate universe. To be honest, I've not read a bad book from the Ultimate universe yet.
Out of this batch, I assume you mean, because obviously there's a lot of old Ultimate books.
Out of the ones that are like this current Ultimate universe. Like this current ongoing one where it's all moving in real time, they're all interconnected. This one story that's going on with the maker, they've all been great books.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I did go through a period reading a lot of extra comics this year, but it wasn't like new comics from other publishers. I read all of No Man's Land, and I read a chunk of post-crisis Superman and Batman. So I mean, I did some reading, but it was all classic material, but it was all DC stuff, so it was all relevant history to learn for future discussions. First appearance of KG Beast, baby. Like, look at me go.
This is all stuff you've read before, right?
Not all of it, no. I mean, I read a chunk of No Man's Land before, but I never got, because when I first read tried reading No Man's Land, I read Contagion, Cataclysm, and Road to No Man's Land, which is already like 2 or 3 omnibuses worth.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
hefty.
And I read the first like big chunk of No Man's Land, but I kind of burned out. Whereas this time, because I'd done all that pre-reading before, I just started at the start of No Man's Land, so I read all of the main No Man's Land this time.
Makes sense.
So. No, which is good. I mean, obviously, it's very up and down depending on who was writing whatever issue. But there's a lot of little minis in there by Rucka, and there's some great stuff. Like, honestly, Joker might be the most evil at the end of that story than I've ever seen him in a lot of ways. So, no, it was delightful.
Not a comic, but still DC. I've been really enjoying DC High Volume, which is their audio drama podcast where they're just adapting books. They started with Year One. They did Long Halloween. They did Dark Victory. They did Ego. I think they're doing Killing Joke at the minute. So it's really good, really high quality, well done. They're like usually 20 to 30 minute episodes. The odd one's a little bit longer because they mostly adapt one issue into one episode. A couple of exceptions here or there, but it's been really solid. If anyone's into audio dramas, I think you'll probably enjoy it, and it's free, so no reason not to try it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get on to Writers of the Year then. Let's talk about that big category. I'll give the vote results after as well. So nominations then. Connor, I'll go to you first for this one. Throw out a name.
Is it boring if I just say Rambi? I know I heard this every year for the last 4 years, but New Gods was so good.
Ramv. Old Ramv.
And we had Resurrection Man.
Quantum Karma was mostly this year as well, yeah. But maybe all of it was this year, actually. to take back and double check. But yeah, no, Resurrection Man was great, and New Gods was amazing, and then it dipped a little bit for me in the last couple issues. I thought the conclusion just slipped into pretty good, as opposed to the amazing heights that it was at before. And I think it's just because it had to go into more of a conventional, like some fights and stuff, and it wasn't the special unique thing that it was for most of it. So I would add a little asterisk on there, but that's about it. Yeah,
because it did have big moments, like when Scott Free's fighting I'm drawing a blank on the Desaad, and they have to build the inescapable thing, and we get into Scott Free's depression and how he's always hurting. So joke's on you. I'm good at this. That was a highlight in those last two issues, I feel. Ram V being able to, take stuff from that Tom King story and make it into mainline continuity. So that was really cool.
I will say, as I'm like glancing through the books to pick out writers, there's less this year where there's writers on multiple books that I was like, oh, really excited about. There's even like the writers that I like, it tends to be one book that is excellent. I think there's not a lot where they've got a second or third book. There's
a couple of exceptions to that. I think the biggest exception to that is Dan Waters.
Yes.
Because you got Dark Patterns,
my name.
Right? And you've got Nightwing with him. And I really like both. And I think Nightwing, obviously the run started a little bit, I think, in 2024, but like, I think having like another full year of it to really get into the meat of it and all the Zanny stuff that I've really been liking is I'm like, you know what? It's impressive just how much like it doesn't feel like a downgrade from Taylor, and it's so different as well, so it feels fresh compared to what Taylor did, and it's actually hard to pick which one I like more at this point. So obviously once they're both finished, that'll be maybe more of a discussion. But
and the fact that it was building on what Taylor did as well, it's using some of the elements. That
he didn't just wipe the slate clean. He was like, no, like your sister's the mayor, like we're going to take on everything that you were doing before. With the Pennyworth Foundation and all that. Yeah, it's all still there. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you can throw out a name.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go with Dan Waters. That was my big one.
Well, na. Pick another one.
Yeah. So
who Matt's fine for.
Yeah. So this one's a bit tough because of the way that Birds of Prey went, but Kelly Thompson, I feel, for Absolute Wonder Woman.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, Birds of Prey was still pretty good, even if it went down a hill towards the end. So the fact that that's the second book and the main book's Absolute Wonder Woman is a pretty good show, in all things considered.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the places that Absolute Wonder Woman went to this year, like how it introduced Absolute Zatanna, I thought, and it's still being seeded throughout, right? But the whole concept of this anti-Diana that is like a punishment for her doing good, I really thought that was a lot of fun. And then the Labyrinth story really sticks out because of how it, like a labyrinth, was giving out pieces of Diana's history in like some of the typical Wonder Woman mythology. There's stuff that's in there, and maybe get the reveal of the Amazons at the end of that, and they're somewhere, right? But up to this point, Amazon was like this, hidden word that we weren't supposed to, see. So the fact that there's some Amazonian society out there too, and again, a lot of the stuff with Diana's herself, I think she's become one of my favorite characters, the Absolute Wonder Woman, just over the course of this year, because of a lot of the character pieces of her, always helping the animals, always making friends, but she'll still cut a gigantic, creature down to size if necessary. So yeah.
Yeah. Corey, you got another pick you want to throw out?
Yeah, I can think of a couple of writers that have one pretty good book, or like pretty good to very good, and one book that's just it's okay, it's pretty solid, but not as great. One of those, Kenny Johnson. Really, really like Batman and Robin, and then the Book of El stuff's been pretty solid, but not as good as not as good as I had hoped based off of his previous Superman stuff.
Yeah, I think I really liked the first issue of it, and I was like super into it. But once he got like slingshot into this future where it's all these new characters, relatively speaking, I'm like, yeah, it's still well done enough, but it's definitely my least favorite part of his Superman run. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it, but I don't think it's as good as the the first run that he did dealing with this stuff.
And not just the War World stuff, even the post-War World stuff, I think was better than what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But then his Batman and Robin book's been excellent all year.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's one that started off a little rockier, where it was good, but there was a couple of things with Damien that felt a little bit like he'd regressed a little. But then once it got into the meat of it, and it really got into like now this last issue wasn't in 2025, but like the fact that it's been building up naturally to Damien like making good questionable points to Batman has been earned throughout
Also,
that.
like Damien wanting a career outside of Batman, the working in the hospitals, things like that.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Well, like I feel like with Batman and Robin, Robin is still the back end of that, and I feel like since Johnson's taken over it is a co-lead book that Robin's as much of a main character as Batman is.
Yes.
You know, which is I can't think of another time Batman and Robin's really been like that. So,
I think
really
it
good.
wasn't Bruce, but it was Dick and Damien back in Grant Morrison days. I would say it was.
Yeah. You mean 20 years ago? It wasn't 20 years ago, but
18.
I'm rounding.
17 years ago. 17 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's okay. So there's some weird ones though to pick where it's like, all right, because I was mentioning Mark Waid earlier, but it's such a wild spectrum of Mark Waid because you got Batman and Robin Year One, and then you've got Action Comics, which is pretty good, but maybe a couple of little things, but pretty good, and then you've got this big drop, and you've got Justice League Unlimited and World's Finest, and it's like, how do you even? I guess they cancel each other out, but I feel like I want to give him some credit for the really good book.
He gets credit for the two great books, or like the two very good books, but you can't put him in conversation for best writer when he's got all four of those, right?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think the Toms, I think, are an interesting place because I've still been loving Wonder Woman, and I like Black Canary best of the best. I thought Jay Sparks was a little bit mixed in the back half, which is back half is what came out in 2025. So it's not been his best year, even though I still really like Wonder Woman. And then Tom Taylor, I've really liked Detective Comics, but he's not done as much this year. Maybe part of that's because he's planning for, I don't know, next level stuff.
While his Detective Comics has been good, I don't think it's necessarily been at the heights of his previous work.
No, that's fair, and it's also like I think it's been very consistent, and I've been really digging it. But to be fair, it's had some stiff competition because like between Fraction's Batman, his Detective, and then I mean Dark Patterns is done now, but there was a time when all three of them plus Batman and Robin were all like the Bat books, and that's not even before we get to Absolute Batman being included in the comparison. Like
it's kind of crazy that the Tom Taylor book might have been the weakest that book of a month.
It may have been, but not because it was bad, which is also incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for us.
Yeah.
Like, you got 5 good to great Bat books.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, and then Joshua Williamson's over there doing Superman like, ha ha ha, that's in miserable pain. Tears coming down his cheek.
It's not a good book.
Hey, we didn't have to deal with Dr. Farm and Mr. Graft or whatever the hell their names were this year, so that was good.
We absolutely saw them in 2025, Matt. Your memory is, we absolutely did.
I put them out in my memory
because they definitely came back at some point, and that was absolutely in 2025.
Oh man, I also had Lex L. Oh.
I don't even remember that, but just you saying Lex L's making me laugh because it sounds.
You don't remember the Lex Superman clone at the end of
okay.
That's what leads Lex to getting his memory back and then running off to a monastery to kick off KO.
Do you know what?
Fun fact, that Superman book has a lower average rating than Justice League Unlimited and JSA. It's a bad book.
Oh, that's saying something. Do you know, it's like, and to be fair, I actually do think this book's better than I was expecting, and I'm enjoying it. But Joshua Williamson's Superman is making Dan Slott look an absolute like architect on Unlimited.
Dan Slott's book's good. I don't think it's spectacular, but it's good.
It's good. It's solid. Yeah. It's very solid.
Yeah.
But in comparison to the Williamson Superman book, it's excellent.
If we were doing like best single issues, which I don't think we did enough research for.
No, because it's hard to remember that too much to do it. Yeah.
That Superman Bat issue is one of my favorite issues of the whole year.
That was
a whole lot of fun to read.
Yeah, that was good
stuff.
I'm digging that. I don't think it's enough to get slot into the serious conversation for best writer, but it's it's good stuff.
So I want to throw up a name, and I don't think it's gonna break the top 5, but Tate Bromball for Batgirl and for that Green Lantern.
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
Universe one. Yeah.
I think. See, the thing is, see if you'd asked me this before the last, say, 3 issues of Batgirl, I might have been a lot more like gun-ho about this. I think this Batgirl arc felt a bit repetitive and like kind of aimless, and I'm really looking forward to her getting out of this arc and back to Gotham. So that's left a little bit of a sour taste for Brombal at this moment in time. I agree,
and I also think Green Lantern Dark kind of dropped off a little bit as well. I don't think it's like bad, but I don't think it's as exciting as it was in the first couple issues.
Yeah, like I get it. Like I totally get why you would suggest them. We've not mentioned. I mean, who else is the obvious ones? I mean, there's a bunch of all the writers for the Absolute books, other than Thompson.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the only one that really stands out in terms of having those multiple books is, ironically, Jeff Lemire, because I think Absolute Flash is the weakest Absolute book, but it's still pretty good. And then he's got obviously JSA dragging it down, but he does have Batman and Robin Jason Todd, which is phenomenal and is like the best thing he's done this year.
Oh, I haven't read that. So I can't comment.
Did you not read the first Batman and Robin or Robin and Batman?
I read the first one, and
I did.
It was a busy week or something. I remember why I didn't read the first issue of that new one, but I just never get around to it.
Oh, it's spectacular. It's just as good as the first series.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I'll have to go back and check that out at some point.
Yeah, maybe if you guys haven't read that explains.
Oh yeah, if I'm struggling for vote options, maybe I could throw issue one of that into a vote.
And Jason Aaron, for Absolute Superman, I don't think it's near as the top 10, but it's still
that's good,
really solid this year.
And I think it's getting better as it goes as well. I think the last few issues I've quite liked.
I just said Absolute Flash was probably the weakest Absolute, but that's because I forgot Absolute Superman existed. Which
you're just wrong.
I actively dislike that one.
You're just wrong.
I want to shake you right now.
I think it's not a good book. I think Absolute Flash for me is like, it's fine, it's just not very exciting. I think Absolute Superman, I actively dislike it.
I want to stick a small dog on
I'm only reading that because I just at this point it's completionism for Absolute Universe.
When you stick a small dog on him and the dog won't even get to him, he'll just fall over and break something.
I've never been more mad at Connor than I am right now.
Do you know the reason why I forgot it as well just now? Because I'm looking at all my books are sorted by average rating, because obviously we're talking about the good things, so I've got the things that are good and near the top, and Absolute Superman's so far down I have to scroll that I just forgot.
Interesting. So also, admittedly, none of this really tips the scales that much, especially not for Connor, who I don't think would have even probably read this, or if he did, probably didn't like it. But the final issue of Batman Off-World was at the start of 2025. So if you want to throw that into Jason Aaron's list.
I did not.
Yeah, let's do it.
I dropped that book after a couple.
I actually ended up quite liking that book. I had a fun time with that book.
That one.
Yeah,
turned a corner.
And to be fair, I don't necessarily think a writer has to have more than one book to be eligible per se. I think it's still worth mentioning, whoever else. I mean, to be honest, like if I'm looking at, say, Scott Snyder, right, who obviously is Absolute Batman, well, actually, here's the thing. I thought the first issue of KO was pretty good. I think I'm down in KO now, but I'm down in KO more for this last issue, which was 2026. So maybe it doesn't drag him down as much as I thought it did.
I don't think the second issue of KO was great either, though.
It wasn't bad. Like, it was the fight month that really made me start to feel.
Which was December.
Yeah.
Which was December. Yeah, but he didn't. He did write some of those, I suppose, but he didn't write all of them. He was like co-writing like 3 of them or something like that.
Yeah, but you still have to hold him partially responsible.
That's true. Hold a grudge. Yes.
He is like the half of the architect of this event.
Sure. I just I feel like he deserved the mention because Absolute Batman has been great, and it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, it's the same with Camp for Absolute Martian Manhunter. Phenomenal. Every issue has been like spectacular, but it's only 6 issues out of the whole year. I don't like. For me, I don't think that's enough to be breaking into that very top tier for writer of the year.
Yeah.
6 very, 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 very good to great to outstanding issues.
Was that 7? Or did it start in 2024? Because issue 7 was December. It came back before the end of the year.
Oh, did it? Okay, then 7 issues.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't make so much of a difference.
I forgot about the December one.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave out the last Absolute architect that we have here, Al Ewing, for Green Lantern and for Absolute Evil, you know?
Yeah, Absolute Evil was great. Yeah, because he did that issue, and then Absolute Green Lantern, which I always liked. I think now that the sort of the mystery jumbled part of it's over, and we're just doing kind of like that last. I mean, admittedly, this is January's issue I'm talking about, which doesn't really count. But January's issue was great. Like the whole like Goldface showing up to the apartment and like everything that Joe has to do to get out of it. Like I'm liking the characters a lot in that book. Like he's really doing a good job of like I think I like Absolute Joe more than regular Joe, and I've got nothing against regular Joe, but Absolute Joe is kind of awesome.
She has an identity more than that we got in, you know, because when you think about Joe, we only really had her in Offworld, and then she's just kind of been like de facto space cop.
You mean Far Sector?
Green Lantern. Yeah, that's what I meant. Far
yeah, because Offworld was a Batman book.
I like Far Sector a lot, and I think she's great in that book. I think ever since then, she's just been another Green Lantern.
Yeah. And so her identity in Absolute is really good. You know, what she's going through. She's our point of reference character.
I think when she inevitably gets adapted to movie/TV, it will be the Absolute version that they take the main characterization from.
Yeah, they'll take a lot of the backstory from that version for sure. Because the main one doesn't have, at least from what I remember, not that much of the backstory filled in. So you might as well take it from her.
No, just that she was a cop and that she had a dirty partner, and then she got flipped on by the dirty partner. And that's where her will comes from. You know, willing to forgive type stuff, which was nice. You know, but you can add that all in too with the Absolute one as well.
There's no reason why you can't merge them together. Like, you know, just
But I think the overriding personality will be what we see in Absolute here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then everything in Absolute,
it's a very good book, but it's just not standout, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely below Absolute Superman for sure.
I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think I like Absolute Green Lantern more than Absolute Superman.
Yeah, you just agree with it to nudge Connor a little, all right?
I know what you're trying to do, Matt.
I know
your tricks don't work on me.
Yes, I'm not. Look, I'm not disguising the blitz at all right? I'm just running straight at you.
Oh, dear. Because I think Absolute-wise, and maybe this is maybe getting into like best books category, but just in terms of looking at the Absolute books, I was going to say Batman second, but that's not true, because I was forgetting about Martian Manhunter when I was saying that. I was just thinking Wonder Woman Batman, but it was probably...
I think it's really interesting how Manhunter stands out separate to the other, even to the other Absolute books, because it's so unique.
God, like picking between that and Wonder Woman is tough, because they're both very different things. But let's just say they're 1 and 2, regardless of order. Right? Forget the order of those two.
I would have them. Yep.
Right, and then I think it's probably Batman, then Green Lantern, then Superman, then Flash is the order for me.
Swap those last two around, and I agree.
I got Superman, Green Lantern, or Superman, Flash, then Green Lantern, I think. But again, they're all together. It's in a cluster.
All right.
I'm enjoying all the Absolute books there. But
I'm enjoying most of the Absolute books.
So.
Oh dear.
Be glad you haven't had to deal with this every single issue.
Yep, that's great. I'd be so mad.
You don't want to know. You don't want to see my average rating for Absolutes.
Okay.
No,
I'm going to say that for Writer of the Year, I have one that I think I want to win, and I have a second place that I would be happy to concede to if everyone thought my second option was the more suitable choice.
Okay.
My number one pick's Dan Waters, and I think my second choice is Kelly Thompson. I don't know how that lines up with you guys.
Pete, get out of my brain. This has happened too much this year.
There we go.
Because those are my 1 and 2. That's what I came into the show with.
Does Connor agree? It doesn't even matter at this point, but let's find out.
I don't know if I had a number 2 that strong on, but I probably do agree with Dan Waters. I probably put Ram V above Kelly Thompson overall for the year, but Dan Waters,
I think Ram V obviously is up there for me. I think just that dip a little bit at the end of New Gods, and the fact
I enjoyed New Gods slightly more than you did.
I mean, that's fair, but I think, and that also the fact that Quantum Karma, well, it was great. Like, it's less in my memory because it was like, you know, finished 6 months ago.
It's super trippy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So yeah. All right, Dan Waters wins Writer of the Year for Comics From The Multiverse. Let's have a look and see what the vote said from our audience. The top 10. There's a couple of weird ones at the bottom actually, like just because the way they kind of like coalesced, like a lot of like the top like 6 got a lot of votes, and then like the bottom 4 are a bit more just spread out. This Connor assaults our ears.
Yeah, sorry.
So number 10 is Jeremy Adams. This is fine. This is a serviceable writer.
Competent.
Number 9, Morgan Hampton. Some people really like Green Lantern Corps, so that's fun.
They do.
Number 8, Tom Taylor. Number 7, Mark Waid. Number 6, Dennis Camp. Number 5, Tom King. Number 4, Dan Waters. Oh, upset. That was our pick. Number 3, Scott Snyder. Number 2, Ram V. And number 1, Kelly Thompson.
Okay.
So, audience voted for Kelly Thompson, which I can't argue with. That was my second pick. So
No. Yeah. Ram V would have been 3 there too.
The people putting Wade probably aren't reading the bad Wade books.
yes. Very possibly. Or they're ignoring them just because, like, hey, I'll just vote them for the things that are good as opposed to weighing him down for the bad stuff. Or weighting him down for the bad stuff. Pop Matt, though, didn't it? So, all right. So I guess we'll get into making our top 10 then, and this is always the fun part. And we'll see what the vote is after and what the stats say afterwards as well. But we have some of, and obviously I think by the time we get to this point, we've talked about writer and artists. We have a good idea of some of the books we're going to be mentioning here.
Yep.
I guess we'll just say most of the absolute books are in contention for this top 10.
Most. Actually, to be honest, personally, I'd probably say only about half are in. For me,
look,
probably only about half of them are truly like top 10 books.
I'm not gonna fight for absolute Superman. Okay, just know we're not gonna have that one because there are much other books that I'm going to fight for.
Well, I'm going to write them all down, right? And we'll see just what gets bumped out of the 10 as we add stuff.
I do actually think only the top 3 are like top 10 books material in most years. Maybe as we go over the year, maybe a couple of the others sneak in as well. But on my gut instinct is Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and Batman are the only 3 that really jump into that.
The only one I've not written down is Flash, because I feel like it's definitely not getting in there. Right.
No.
But, like, not that I think Superman will necessarily, but I think it's more likely than Flash's. But, so I've written down 5 absolute books, right? They're just there. And we can nominate some other things.
So we don't have to talk about those ones in the...
Well, we have to talk about them to argue them, but,
Yeah.
But and I think, likewise, based on the conversation we also had like 5-10 minutes ago, is that there's like 5 Batman books that are probably all in contention.
I think it's safe that we,
I have 2,
like, by default, we put Dark Patterns in because, I mean, we just put Waters as best writer for a start.
Yeah,
Sherman was best artist.
Batman and Robin, I'll note down as well. I'll put in Batman, but I'll put Volume 4 specifically after it, just to be clear.
So we're not including Hatush.
No, we're not. Or the end of Zardscape, which technically was also the start of 2025.
Oh, yeah. That happened.
Yeah. And we're talking, like you say, Batman and Robin Year 1.
It's a shame that some of my top books are the ones you guys didn't read, like Robin and Batman, Jason Todd, Green Arrow, which you've not got to for this year, Crypto, and the Catwoman book. They would have all been in my contention, but yeah.
I will say with enough passion, you can get 1, maybe 2 of those near the bottom of the list with some passion. It's possible.
Just Connor's infatuation with Jason Todd is something that has ran
honestly, I read
that
because it was Lemire and Wynn, and I loved the first book, and my god, it was so good. It's just another one of those books that those two just kill it on together.
God, he loves Jason Todd so much. That's why he's reading Night Fight as soon as he can.
I never even read that one issue of Red Hood that came out because I just by the time I got to read it, it was already gone. I was like, I can't be bothered. What's the point?
Yep.
Even though I'd heard good things about it, I was like, what's the point?
Did they keep it on Infinite?
No,
I never put it on Infinite. That makes sense.
Never put it on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because obviously, Infinite is a month behind, with the caveat that some issue 1s they put up day and date.
Yeah,
I don't know if they put that up and then took it down, or if they just never put it up in the first place.
They just never put it up. Yeah, it makes sense. They want to erase it from history, so either you have the physical or you go and pirate it. That's the only 2 options you've got.
And I was like, I don't care enough to go out of my way to get this book to, even if I love it, know that there's no more. Like yeah. So I don't know. How was it?
It wasn't good, but like it wasn't like worth the controversial negative opinion that it had either.
If it had continued on, would you have read issue 2?
No, probably not. But it wasn't like
Matt?
I'd never read it, I don't think.
Oh.
No, I didn't read it.
No.
Fair enough.
He was
I read enough Jason Todd in my life.
That's a sensitive boy. He couldn't do it. I had to take the bullet for him. There was actually an interesting plot in the book about people getting taken over by phones, and like, but the best stuff in the issue was like a new character who was a cop. It wasn't Jason Todd, but I liked this new character. Bizarrely, that was the thing I liked the most. But right, I've wrote down this Detective Comics as well. I doubt it's going to make it, but I just to complete the Batman set of like good Bat books.
You got Nightwing, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when I say Batman, I meant just straight Batman.
Cool, Batman.
But I'll put down Nightwing because obviously, yeah, that's in contention.
Yep.
Batgirl's a maybe. It's the last arc's not been as hot, but
yeah,
it's in that lower tier that it could sneak in.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's in the 9-10 range.
New Gods on this. I know you weren't as hot on the last couple issues, but overall,
it's still worth. And I think Quantum Karma also needs to be mentioned here.
Yeah, but all the issues of Quantum Karma this year,
most if not all.
I believe so.
Yeah,
they were April till September.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Quantum Karma's in there. Joe, it's Batman's Second Night's such an annoying thing because usually my rule is with minis that are split over the years is whatever side has more issues, but technically that's 2025 because it's only 3 issues, but it's hard to judge it based on just 2 parts.
Yeah,
you know?
Those 2 are very, very strong, and I doubt that the third would cause it to tank, but I also don't know if it could beat out. I mean,
it's probably my favorite Black Label book of the year for whatever that means, but I don't think I'd argue for it on the top 10 if that,
Yeah, that's where I would put. I mean, if we were like scraping at the end, we couldn't figure out something else. That's one I would like.
I mean,
let's put it there.
We've got 14 already. We're not going to be struggling to fill this 10.
Out of interest with Black Label books, did you guys try the Batman Green Arrow question arcade book?
Yes.
Yeah, very good, right?
Story gets a little bit like convoluted at times, but the art's gorgeous and I like a lot. Like issue 2, Batman's like weirdly stubborn about believing something's going on to the point where when he looks out the window and sees, oh, this actually is just like a concentration camp. I better do something about this. I was like, yeah, Batman, why didn't you listen to Green Arrow, you prick? Like it was. Other than that, though,
too trusting.
Having a good time though. Having a good time.
That's another one where I'm really enjoying it. It's very good, but I don't think there's enough of it to be in conversation.
No.
Yeah.
I'm all for more Gabriel Hardman doing books of DC though. Give me more.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah. Maybe he should have come up during Best Artist, but I mean it's only 2 issues, but still.
Yeah, it's another one where quality's there, but quality's not enough just to get into that conversation overall.
Okay, so so we've done main Bat books. I don't know if it'll make it this year, but I am going to write down Wonder Woman because I do think the quality's still very high. Mouseman knows, Matt. Mouse have ears.
Mouseman knows. Mice have ears. So along those same lines, it is a mini series though. But Cheater and Cheshire.
Oh, I think that's absolutely in the running.
So
I'll just put Cheater and Cheshire.
The majority of those came out. Yeah.
I would
5 of 6.
Surprisingly, probably I'm not arguing for a high place, but I'd probably have Action Comics in the discussion.
Well, I was going to say we should talk about the super books and which ones are eligible.
It's probably just that one for me. I think the slot one has been good, but I don't think it's great.
I would. Yeah, I'm going to write it down just as kind of like I don't think it's going to make it. I'm just more completion. Whereas Superman by Williamson's getting not even a.
But then obviously, Superman Williamson no chance. Supergirl we all dropped.
Kryptonite Spectrum was all right. I didn't love it though.
I loved the first issue and then I disliked it more.
It got worse, It went downhill. I agree with that.
That said, I do love Kal-Elf.
I was not a fan of Kal-Elf. I know you loved it, Matt. I don't want to hurt you, but it did not do much for me.
Fine.
Just that first issue was like 9 out of 10, and then it really quickly dropped. Like by the third issue, I'm like, okay, this is like a 5 or 6 out of 10 already. I loved in issue 2, Kaiju Superman. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed the issue 2 still. It was issue 3 for me, but the Shazam issue where it went significantly down for me. So I think that's fair. What else? Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Black Canary Best of the Best. I don't think it stands a chance of the 10 here.
No.
So I wouldn't put that for.
No, I don't think so either.
Actually, something we've not really mentioned yet, Matt, that really should be getting talked about a little bit more, even if it doesn't quite make it, is Mr. Terrific Year 1.
Oh, how did we get this far? That was great.
Know. Yeah.
And Delandro's art, I should have, if I was on... If I was on my game a little bit better.
Let's see what Connor thinks. We've not heard him talk about this book before.
I don't think it was terrible. I think it was just I had a lot of books to catch up on, and I read the first 3 issues, and it wasn't hooking me. I thought it was really solid, but I just didn't love it, and it felt like a chore to catch up on.
It was scratching an itch for me. The only caveat being those little present day parts at the start of each one were the only part where I was like, I don't really care about this. But the year 1 part, I was having a great time with. Yeah,
I would go back if you have time and finish the other 3 issues, Connor, because it rounds into shape really well. And it's giving me a new appreciation for Michael Holt as a character. You know, the whole reasoning why he considers himself the world's 3rd smartest man. You know, there's some good stuff in there. But yeah. I don't actually know what else to
I think was really solid, but I'm not sure it's quite in the discussion is Last Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes the 10. It's obviously the better Jeff Loeb.
It's a little bit too uneven.
Yeah. I think when we got to the end, I think there was some weird twists where it felt like it was trying to retcon stuff even from Long Halloween, and I felt like, this is a bit iffy and unnecessary.
I agree. I think like most of the issues I'm really into, there's just a bit at the end, it's like, meh. And then obviously some issues I don't think any of them have bad art, but obviously it's down to personal taste as to which ones you like more than others.
For sure.
And some are not better than others, but I enjoy some of them more than others.
No, I get it. Yeah, I think we've brought up most of the ones that have got a chance, unless there's something that I've not read that wants you want to mention. But out of the ones I've read, I think I've mentioned all the ones that, because I enjoy Green Lantern. Like I think Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps are like a solid B tier book for me, but they're not going to make the top 10.
And usually I'd make a push for Ivy, but this year,
it's just been more of the. It's been a really solid book, but it hasn't been amazing.
It doesn't have the heights as anything that that could break even the top 15 with some of the other books.
I think I feel the same way about that as people just say about the Green Lantern books. It's a really solid B tier book. It's not in any danger of being dropped. It's enjoyable every month, but it's not at the top of my to read pile every week.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I only read a couple issues of Flash, and they were only just okay. But there's a new team starting after KO, so I'll be checking out Flash again once the new team starts. See how it is.
Yeah, I feel like we got worked into reading a tie-in with Wade and Cantwell. So I'm gonna keep going until it's over. So I do like reading Wade Flash till at the end of the day. It's nothing too egregious, but nothing that I'm willing to fight over for those couple of issues.
I like Cantwell from what I've read of his stuff in the past, though.
Oh yeah, again, it's nothing. It's not again. It's just a bit irritating that you're bringing Wade in and it's a tie-in for KO, because they're trying to find Omega Speed and figure out all this other stuff because of Dark Side. And,
I'll be honest, I didn't read it because I saw it was a tie-in and just went, nope, I'm good.
Yeah. So,
all right, so just to reiterate, the ones that only you've read, Connor, what's your favorite?
I think my favorite is probably the Crypto book.
Really? The Crypto? All right.
That book is spectacular. Like every issue, just because they're just these self-contained issues, and they're full of emotion. Like every issue is full of emotion. They're all wonderful little stories.
I thought you were going to say one of the ones that I'd be going back to at some point, but you said Crypto. All right, okay, Crypto, no. Sure.
If I was arguing for a book that I think you two would read and go back to, it would be Robin and Batman, because I think that's like what, it's a 3 issue. I think they're the double-sized issues, but
real quick, give me the pitch on Catwoman, because I'm shocked that that's in there.
It's Catwoman doing the crime family stuff again. We're back to that style of Catwoman heist, like the crime family heists. The current arc is all set in Italy. She's pulling off heists to do with the Falcones in Italy.
Okay.
All the crime families are having a get together, and yeah, it's been really solid stuff.
Because we've heard things, Pete, right, about this Gronbeck run.
Yeah, I think more two people
It's
have
made us
said
a bit curious.
things about it. Yeah. You said given the pitch on Catwoman, and I was like, oh, well, if you're a sub, Matt, Catwoman's like a dominatrix with a whip, and you'll be really into it.
Say less.
All right, so I have 20 things written down, a couple that I kind of know aren't going to make it, but like it's a list to work from. It probably is easy to try and argue the top spots first, to sort of like makes say what the clear cut they're definitely making it list are. Now I think we seem to all agree that Absolute, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and Batman are probably all making the top 10.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So there's a line there, there's a divide
away.
of
I
what's
think,
making it.
Like on an immediate cut, Manhunter, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Batman Dark Patterns are all probably top 5 immediately.
Dark Patterns is definitely up. I mean, I think Absolute Hun. I'll move Dark Patterns up above the other Absolute books, right? So it's kind of in there, in that kind of realm. I think the other thing I would argue that's maybe top 5 out of, I don't know. There's actually 2 that are sticking out to me. The 2 that I want to kind of go to bat for right away are Nightwing and Batman and Robin Year One. Those are the 2 that are sticking out to me. Is like I want to fight for those.
I like both of those a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, here's my 1, 2, and 3 off the bat are Dark Patterns, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Nightwing.
Right.
So out of those, I mean that's okay. Nightwing more.
We don't have to sort the order of those, Matt. We're not at that point. We're just kind of we're just doing. So the top 6 right now, and this is not an order. This is just the top 6 as they're written down. You get Absolute Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and Batman Dark Patterns, Batman and Robin Year One, and Nightwing. That in theory is the top 6.
Yeah.
That feels good to me. There's nothing there I'd argue with. As the top 6.
No, I'm happy with those being the 6.
Yeah, the big 6. Which means there's 4 spots left. Yep. So we have 4 spots left, and we have lots of things that could go into those 4 spots, and that's where things get interesting. Now, despite me being a little lukewarm, a bit more at the end of it, I feel like New Gods is probably a shoo-in for those of those 4 spots.
Yeah, we highly rated a lot of those issues, even when they were lower. The ones that you didn't quite like, you still were.
Yeah, they were still like 8 out of 10. Well. It's not like they dipped all the way down to like a 5. It was,
8 out of 10. If that's the come down of your book, that's still a very good book. And it's all but one issue, I think, was in the. I think it was only the first issue that was.
Yeah. Well,
was 2024.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
So that leaves the 3 spots now.
Yeah, again, and we've not ordered these yet, so I mean, you guys might not necessarily be number 7. It's just it's kind of
it's in the 10.
It's in that block.
Yep. So if I'm making a push for a Superman book, right? This is where I put in Action, but I would put Action in at 10, right? Because whatever else that we have coming up, I feel like.
So you're saying
I can be more passionate for it.
Right, you're saying you want a Superman representative. You think it should be Action Comics, and you're happy for that to just be number 10 to just get in there. That's what you're saying.
Yep. That's where I'm at with that
It's
one.
interesting. Now, obviously, Connor's not going to agree with me on this. I think I would push for Absolute Superman more than Action myself, but I get that that's not what the rest of the room's going to say.
Yeah,
wait, just out of interest, unrelated to the political maneuverings of which one of us can you get on side. Which book do you actually think is better?
Absolute Superman.
I think Absolute Superman's the one I enjoy the more out of the 2 right now.
Wow, that's wild to me.
It has. So someone, and I believe this was Talking Superman, had pointed out over on Twitter, and this has nothing to do with Superman comics in general, but it's the whole idea that some people read comics to have like this encyclopedia, right? Which I can fall prey to a lot of the time. And then other people read books, right, to feel stuff about things. And I feel like, right, and so I feel like between those, hey now, out of those 2, Absolute Superman is yes. out of the two books right there, Action Comics and Absolute Superman, the one that has made me feel things more is Absolute Superman. You know, so
The only thing Absolute
definitely would
Superman
put
has
that
made me
over.
feel more than Action Comics is frustration.
Right, Chloe Carter is strictly voting against Absolute Superman.
Yeah,
Like I'm happy for Action to be in the 10. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's not the best Superman book we've had at the end of these years over the last 10 years.
Oh, of
But
course,
I think
yeah.
it's easily the best book with Superman in it this year.
Okay. I don't think it's a dead cert to get in yet. I mean, obviously it's in consideration. I'm not saying it's not getting in, but I just because you're saying it's like at the 10 spot, I feel like there's a lot of things to consider before I'm giving up that ground. Because I mean, when I look at the rest of what I've got written down here that we've talked about, right? The ones that I would maybe argue fighting for one of those three last spots for me would be Absolute Green Lantern. Maybe Batman, Matt Fraction's Batman specifically.
I like it a lot. I just don't think there's quite enough to, like, not enough there
Fair.
yet.
We're only issue 4.
And my
so it's
favorite
fair.
issue came out in 2026.
That's also a fair point. It's just been such a promising start that I've been feeling
I
quite
agree.
good.
Very promising
No,
start, and I think
it's
if it
good.
keeps up, it's easily going to be in this list next year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably argue for Wonder Woman because I do think that book's still fantastic and I'm still into it all the time.
How convinced is Matt with that?
Like, again, I agree, but there might be some other stuff this year that I've been much more excited over. You know, I feel though, like when it comes to Wonder Woman, we just expect it to be.
Okay,
up
well,
there,
let
you
me
know what
ask
I
you
mean?
this, Matt,
Like,
right? And I want an honest answer out of you. Like, I want a pure, honest. Don't think about it.
Yes.
Just give me an honest answer.
Yep.
Is Tom King's Wonder Woman better than the current Action Comics?
Yes.
My case in point.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, and again, Connor will get this a little bit more, although I think over there, I don't know if like MVP type stuff comes up to a vote, right, amongst the press. So for sports,
You get man of the match, it's usually just given by a commentator. It's yeah.
Yeah, right. So here they make a big deal about it, and like when it comes to certain sports, they get bored of voting for the same person all the year if it's consistently good. So like when it comes to basketball, like LeBron James, when his name always gets brought up for MVP, like he might have had an amazing year, but it's kind of like it's not fun to vote for him. Like we know he's good, and that's where I feel like Tom King's Wonder Woman is. It's like we know it's good every time, and that shouldn't fault it.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, in past years, I've been arguing for that in the top 3, and this time I'm just like, hey, no, like somewhere around the 8 area.
And that's
fine.
where I feel like I feel like it should be in the top 10. But again, also selfishly, I want Superman representation. So if it comes down to one or two,
I get it. I think, I mean, those ones I mentioned, I think Cheetah in Cheshire's worth discussing because I think it's now. Don't get me wrong. I think issue 1 was like borderline a 10, and then the rest of it's been like really solid, like 8.5 ish.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Usually that's enough to get you into discussion, though. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I mean, I do think the final issue kind of like full circled it really nicely, but that was a January issue, so I can't really comment or include that as much.
You can't count on that. So, what other miniseries too? Because I think that might be the strongest of the miniseries.
Quantum Karma would be the one that would maybe go up against it. We liked Mr. Terrific Year 1. Connor was less hot on it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the second, League for Justice was kind of messy, so that wouldn't even stand a chance.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, I would probably put that as the top. I would probably go Cheetah Cheshire, Mr. Terrific, and Quantum Karma.
Okay, let me just actually sum up. I'll read out everything we've got that's not in that 7 block, right? The top 7 block, right? Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Superman, Batman and Robin, Batman, Detective Comics, Batgirl, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, Wonder Woman, Cheetah in Cheshire, Action Comics, Superman Unlimited, Mr. Terrific Year 1, and Crypto. Right? Those are the books that are vying for these 3 slots at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. And normally I'd be pushing for Crypto, but I only read an issue.
Oh yeah, you can't argue
If
for that at
that.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything.
Maybe Batman and Robin Year One would probably be in one of those spots.
Oh, that's already in the top 7.
Was that in the 7?
Yeah, that's in the 7. Yeah.
When he said Batman and Robin, that's the Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Yeah, that's Quiet
I mean-
Man and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm certainly that's is quite as strong as. I'm trying to think, like, what would my 3 out of that list be?
hmm
You probably, I'm probably looking at Crypto, obviously with the bias pick,
Yeah.
and then after that, like, I don't know.
That's a good
it's,
question though. What is your 3 out of that list of like 10 or whatever I just read? What is your
Right,
3 out of that?
So for me, it would be Cheetah Cheshire, Wonder Woman, Action Comics. Well, actually, Absolute Superman, but I'm not playing that game. I would definitely.
Oh, you can say that because we can
Yeah.
combine our forces, Matt, and overtake this piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
But yeah, that would be mine. So I would put Absolute Superman and Action Comics on about equal footing right now. But mine would be Wonder Woman, Cheetah Cheshire, and then one of those Superman books in that order.
Oh, this is very tough. I think for me, it's my 3 would be Wonder Woman, Absolute Green Lantern, and honestly, there's a lot that are kind of equal for that 3rd spot. Because I could argue Resurrection Man, I could argue Batman and Robin, I could argue Cheetah Cheshire. Honestly, like all of those, I feel like I could argue for that spot.
So then I think it's enough that we can put Wonder Woman at. Well, it depends.
If 2 of you got Wonder Woman up in there, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, technically, we both had Absolute Superman. If you look at it that way, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying too. That's on there as well.
But you both had Wonder Woman higher than Absolute Superman.
I think that's fair. I like Wonder Woman more than Absolute Superman. I think it's a better book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like it going 7 or 8.
Okay,
right?
well,
Unless we can make a pitch.
Let's say Wonder Woman's in the 8, right? Not necessarily it's number 8, but it's locked in.
It's
Wonder
in the
Woman's-
top 8, yeah, it's locked.
It's locked in.
Yep.
Okay, so there's 2 spots left.
What?
Make some
So what are we
cases.
down to?
hmm
I think it's a real shame you guys didn't read any of this year's Green Arrow, because that would have
I'm
probably
sure- yeah.
ended up in exactly this spot of conversation.
It might have even been higher because we've been really high, especially with the Montos art and the
Yeah.
storyline that we have been reading. And if it kept that, momentum,
It has that same
I'm
vibe,
sure it might
like,
even be
throughout,
higher.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I suspect it
yeah.
would be in conversation here. Oh,
I think, like, for me, again, outside of Crypto, the books I'm looking at probably Batman and Robin.
I have been big on that one.
So outside of Crypto, I'm looking at Batman and Robin, Action Comics, and then Absolute Green Lantern last out of those 3/4.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Resurrection Man above Absolute Green Lantern, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds.
Yeah.
So, what was your 3 again, Matt?
So mine were, it was we've already established Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
So, what was
drop
our
that one
2?
out of the conversation. So it was Cheetah Cheshire, and then one of the Superman books, and then right beneath that one would be Batman and Robin.
Alex is one of the Superman, but he's again, he's playing the political game of like, I just want a Superman book on there.
All I'm saying is, we could hit both spots. If we include Crypto, that's very much a Superman book.
it's tangentially.
Right,
No.
I can't.
I think it actually is in spirit.
So-
like the whole thing is Crypto is
Yeah.
Superman in that book.
Not having read, I think I went back and tried to catch up on the first issue, so I might have only read that one, but I didn't review it. Pete was by himself on that one. I can't, in good faith, make an argument for a book I haven't read, or just for one book. You know what I mean?
It would be such a technicality of like, oh, I got a Superman book on there. It just
Yeah.
happened to be one I didn't read.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a Superman book, though. Like in more than just name, it is very
And
much
then
like he is
just-
going around saving people, dealing with the sick kids and the lost pets. Like it's very much a Superman book at
Right.
heart.
I'm sure it's great, but I didn't read it, so I can't.
All right,
Yeah.
hold on. Right, no one's arguing for Superman Unlimited, so I'm just going to delete a couple things that no
Yep.
one's really arguing for. We've talked nicely about Mr. Terrific Year 1, but clearly I don't think we're not arguing for it over some of these other things.
I think it's going to make the push.
Batgirl, we're not really argued for. So
I think it's a very good book. I think if this was a 15, it would be in that conversation. But
yeah. Detective Comics, we've not really argued for, take that away. Batman argued for a little bit, but yeah, it's 3 issues or whatever it is. It's probably not standing up.
It's a very good start. I really like what it is doing. It's just not enough of it to put up against these other books.
Right. Is there anything else
What's left?
What's left is Absolute Green Lantern and Superman, Batman Robin, Resurrection Man, Cheetah Cheshire, Action Comics, Crypto.
How many Bat books have we already got locked in?
Including the Absolute book, we got 1, 2, 3, 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so third.
Batman and Robin doesn't sound so bad. I was going to say that feels like a lot of Batman, but 40% of the line actually isn't that much compared to what DC publishes.
I mean, unless you want to count Nightwing, but I wouldn't count that as a Batman book. It's Bat Family, but it's not. Yeah.
No, it's his own thing, especially right now.
So, yeah. I mean, I get it though. Wanting to overstuff it with Batman.
Don't over-represent Batman, but the reality is, Batman makes up a lot of what DC publishes. So, and usually it attracts good talent. So it's this very repeating cycle of you get a lot of Bat books and they tend to be good, and then because they're good and you get more talent, you get more Bat books because they sell. And,
it's kind of the same thing with the Absolute books. If we put a 4th Absolute book, it's like, oh, that's 40% of its Absolute, but I feel like that's the standout thing of the year is the Absolute line. So
yeah, that's kind of the story of 2025.
I think the 3 that are definitely in there are the standout Absolute books already.
No, that's fair. Yeah, they're the 3 best.
I think you encapsulate the line with the 2 quote unquote more mainline ones, and then Manhunter being the out there one.
Okay. All right. It doesn't feel to me, based on how the discussion's going, it doesn't feel like Absolute Green Lantern's going to make it. And I'm probably the one arguing for it the most. But at this point, I've got a lot of like favorites already up there. So I mean, I'm not like necessarily going to stand too much ground on it. But
I like it a lot. I think it's a very good book. I just don't think it quite makes it in.
Yeah, I mean, I like it more than a couple of these other options. But like ultimately, like I guess the question I should be asking myself: which ones out of these do I like more in Absolute Green Lantern? And I guess at that point, I'm really talking about Cheetah and Cheshire, maybe Resurrection Man. But I don't know if that lines up with what everyone else wants in there. So
I probably like Resurrection Man more than Green Lantern.
That's fair. So that's
Cheetah
going.
Cheshire I didn't read. So
yeah. All right. So here's the thing, right? So let's tackle the question that Matt wants to tackle, which is he wants a super book, and let's ignore Crypto for now, right? No, I'm not saying it's not a Superman book. I'm just let's ignore it as the one that only you've read.
That's fine.
All right. We got Action Comics and Absolute Superman. So the things that they are fighting to get into these 2 spots are Batman and Robin, Resurrection Man, Cheetah and Cheshire. So I guess I'll ask you, Connor, first. Yep. Do you like Action Comics more than Batman and Robin? Don't think about it too much. Just give me an answer. Just
probably not, but it's very close.
Right.
Like it's one of those where I'm not like dead set on this is a much better book. They're pretty close in my mind.
Okay. Do you like Action Comics more than Resurrection Man?
No chance.
Right. Do you like Action Comics more than Cheetah and Cheshire of the Justice League?
I didn't read that because I didn't realize it was actually going to be. I didn't realize that was going to be a good book, and I just skipped over it when I was catching up.
Greg Rucka, Nicholas Scott.
I know, but like. I had a lot of things to catch up on when it came out, and I was like, hey, it goes to the back of the pile.
Okay. Connor finally said something.
Barbara and Minerva.
Like,
I know, but like, I don't think you realize how many comics I had to catch up on at one point when that came out.
Where's Catwoman with the least friendly whip? Like, we want the painful one.
Cat o' Nine Tails.
I saw it, so that's a little mini. It's fine. I can just get that at the end.
It's so good.
I think it's going to be must read every month.
Yeah, it was good. Man. It's a heist.
Oh my god, I can't believe he kept that secret until this point.
I said I hadn't read it earlier.
Did you? Okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't hear him.
Yeah,
I missed it too.
Because I would have grilled him no matter when he said it.
If you don't notice, I've not said nothing about it, like, at any point.
True. I thought you were just letting us talk about it.
I thought he was just hiding a shitty opinion that he knew that we're going to not like. But this turned out...
No, I just have no strong... I have no opinion on it. Not even a strong opinion either way. I have literally zero opinion on it.
All right, well, okay, that answers the question. So you think Batman and Robin's about equal to Action Comics, Resurrection Man's better. Matt, do you like Action Comics more than Batman and Robin?
No.
Do you like Action Comics more than Resurrection Man?
Here's the thing. This is what's going to be funny is yes.
You said yes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like Action Comics more than Cheetah and Cheshire?
No.
It's not looking good for Action Comics right now, Matt. I'm just going to say.
Yep. Yes, I know.
And,
I know.
Do you want to answer those questions as well?
I'll answer those questions. Do I like Action Comics more than Batman and Robin? No. Do I like Action Comics more than Resurrection Man? No. Do I like Action Comics more than Cheetah and Cheshire? No. Matt, I'm sorry. I think Action Comics is gone. I think it's cut.
Man.
The fact that Matt answered no
Absolute
to
Superman.
2 out of 3 of those is absolutely...
Because I told you, I like Cheetah and Cheshire more, and I like Batman and Robin. If I'm being honest. But again, I like Absolute Superman more than those except for Cheetah and Cheshire. Okay,
so all right. That's tough because he's not read. Because Connor can't answer the question.
Right.
He's got a big fat NA over that.
Do
question.
I like Cheetah and Cheshire more than Absolute Superman? Yes, I do.
He likes the idea of it more of a book he didn't read, more than a book that he's read every issue of.
He likes the concept of this book.
Would now be a good time to reveal my average rating for Absolute Superman?
Oh,
no, because it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah. Do you want to know what it has the same what it has the same average rating as?
Oh, World's Finest or some shit, probably.
No, JSA and Justice League Red.
So it's like a what?
It's on that same level.
One of those books I really like, the other one I'm mid on. So
do you know what, though? It is higher than Williamson's Superman, so it's not the worst Superman.
Oh yeah. Everything's higher than the seller, Connor.
Well, I'm just saying it's got some positives, technically.
Oh, I just oinked in that mid laugh. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So clearly, I didn't like Resurrection Man as much as the rest of you guys, either of you did.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be true.
I felt like everyone agreed Batman and Robin was a solid pick when we went around that.
Well, let me just ask. I want you to ask Matt this round of questions again, but for something else.
Yep.
Matt, do you like
Absolute
Superman more than Batman and Robin?
Yes.
Do you like it more than Resurrection Man?
Yes.
But you don't like it more than Cheetah and Cheshire?
No.
Right. Interesting.
Yep. That's where the conundrum comes.
Okay. So Connor, you've not read Cheetah and Cheshire, obviously. You obviously don't like Absolute Superman more than either of those other ones?
No, not even close.
Yeah.
I not even remotely. Yeah.
Right.
Which basically means you two. It feels like you two cancel each other out for Absolute Superman in a weird way, which leaves me to decide should it be on there.
Yep.
Which is
that's where we're at.
So let me answer ask myself the question: do I like Absolute Superman more than Batman and Robin? It's pretty close. I think if you'd asked me like a few months ago, I'd have said Absolute Superman was better. I think Batman and Robin, I think, has gotten stronger.
This
recently.
Quiet Man arc is a lot better than a lot of things, I would say.
Resurrection Man. I think it's better than Absolute Superman. Cheetah and Cheshire, I think it's better. Yeah, Matt, I'm sorry. I think Absolute Superman's not making the cut. Not only do I think these other things are a bit better, not by much admittedly, but I think they're a bit better, Connor hates it, which is kind of really dragging it down. So
I can't believe it's the only bad Absolute book.
All right. Okay. Commiserations to Jason Aaron. Connor's done you dirty, even though he's the one with the beard closest to his.
I've liked Jason Aaron books in the past, quite a few actually. I've not liked any of his recent DC work, unfortunately.
All right,
as a fellow bearded bald man, you did your friend dirty.
Is Connor bald now? Are we calling Connor bald?
No, it's just shaved down.
It's close. Yeah, it's shaved down real close.
It's a very low buzz cut.
I think the light reflecting off his head's making it look more bald than it actually is.
It is. It's not bald. It's just very, very short.
For a couple of years anyway. He's in denial.
I'm quite happy if it gets worse. It's not that far off now. I can pull it off, no problem.
It's all right. Like, one of the pleasures of already being bald is you get to laugh at people who are in denial that they're going bald.
No. When it grows and it's fine, it's perfectly thick. There's no like bald spots. It's actually fine. I just can't be bothered with it, and I just every 6 weeks it's gone.
All right. Well, we have left for the final 2 spots at this juncture: Batman and Robin, Resurrection Man, Cheetah in Cheshire, and Crypto. I think Crypto's going to have a hard time getting on there. I know you said if he had enough passion, it could get on there, but the competition is pretty stiff.
I think the fairest thing to do is you get your mini, I get mine.
So you think Cheetah in Cheshire and Crypto should be the last 2 spots?
Well, I'm assuming you two both like that more than the other books.
I think that's that's about right. I'd say
And I like the other 2 books like a good amount, but I think Crypto clears them all. Like I think Crypto clears both of those. Like if this was my personal top 10, Crypto would be in like the top 3 or 4. Like that's
a fair point. It's a fair point. Like I say, it's the passion kind of gets from there.
Being that there's no other Superman representation,
so Matt's clinging to this. He's clinging to it.
He's coming around to my argument.
So Cheetah. Well, yeah, because I got voted down for my other
You know what? The arguments are sound. I mean, I think it's quite a big deal that Batman and Robin and Resurrection Man are getting booted, but I think it's a more interesting result.
I think they're both very good books, and I think I would be happy with either or both of them on a top 10. But you know, as it is,
up to me, it goes Cheetah, Cheshire, Batman and Robin. Then that would be mine out of those that are left. You know, I'd leave Quantum Karma off.
Okay. Well, I mean,
so good. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
Well, since it's 2 for Cheetah and Cheshire, 1 for Crypto, Cheetah Cheshire's number 9 and Crypto's number 10. I think that's
I agree with that.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's 9 and 10. So we have to order the rest of it, but we've got the kind of the what's supposed to be there.
I think the 6 and 7 will probably be easier to order as well because they were like the next tier down, right? Or is it 7 and 8? Sorry. Yeah.
Well, Wonder Woman. I mean, I guess obviously you like New Gods more than Wonder Woman. Matt, how are you feeling?
You know, I could, New Gods over Wonder Woman, I think, because again, that whole, we know it's good, and Ram V's New Gods made me have a new appreciation for those characters, and I started doing some deep dives in the wikis to find out more about them.
It was a bit more fresh out of the 2 for the year. I think that's a fair statement to say.
I think it's not worth overlooking how much that does add to these things. Like there are books that are very good for 2, 3, 4 years in a row, but sometimes the hot new thing just is a little bit more exciting.
Shiny toy syndrome, you know.
I mean, it's even more like Pete was at one point considering the Batman after 3 issues in the year because it's a shiny new thing.
Yeah, shiny and new. Because we need a 5th Batman book, obviously, is the thing.
Also, the end of Zdarsky's run and Hattush. Anything Fraction could have done was going to be a market upgrade.
The comparison point was.
I think, I'm assuming you guys didn't even read, or if you did, you didn't enjoy the Immortal Legend Batman. But
no, I didn't even. Put it on the vote for issue 1. They didn't vote for it. Thank your patrons.
I really like issue 1's really good. I think it's gotten a little bit weaker since then, but I'm still with it for now. But just while we're talking about other Batman books, it was never going to be even in conversation for this list. But
you know, I'm definitely realizing that I misplayed my hand, because if I wanted Superman representation, I could have went heavy hard on second night because he's the co-lead in that second issue, you know. So
yeah, but
here we are.
Yeah, your Superman representation would be another book called Batman, though. That'd be quite funny.
Yeah, I know, but still, you know.
I mean, that's what you got to do at DC. Just everything's a stealth book, but it's just put Batman on the title so it sells.
All right, so okay, and besides,
okay.
it makes sense that Wonder Woman's 8 and New Gods is 7 just purely for the fact that all 3 of us like New Gods and Wonder Woman lacking Connor. So I just kind of naturally.
Just bitches. Obviously, Matt actually said New Gods above it anyway. What would you have done if that wasn't relevant?
Oh, they're a tough comparison because like I feel like New Gods in some ways, because it was so grand in its ideas, was like a tougher read almost. So Wonder Woman's almost like more comforting and like it's the way it's written, but I would probably struggle, to be honest, between the two for that. I think if it was like year 1 of Tom King's Wonder Woman, I think I'd be picking Wonder Woman. I think this year of Wonder Woman versus New Gods might
definitely it. That definitely sells it then.
Yeah. But I mean it's close. But if I'm close and Matt's saying one over the other, and then you don't even like the other one, then it's a pretty easy order at that point.
So that's 7 through 10.
Yes, we've got 7 through 10. And then our next little pair to decide, I would say, is Nightwing and Batman and Robin year 1.
Oh, that's actually tough.
It's very tough because I think they're both consistently excellent.
So I'm gonna go off of the moments that, you know, left me in shock on that for the storytelling wise, and that would lead me, for as good as Batman and Robin year 1 was, I would put Nightwing over it.
I think
just by a little, because Waters takes these swings and he connects on them. You know,
I don't disagree with that. I think Nightwing is more exciting. I think probably Batman and Robin year 1 is maybe a better, more consistent book, but I think Nightwing's a bit more exciting.
And hey, Nightwing did the amazing thing that not all books can do, is it had a great annual, which, they did an annual with Frank Avila art. It was great.
And it also has the tough act of following up a beloved run.
Yep.
Which often, there's a step down, and I think it's definitely not a step down. I'm not ready to say it's a step up yet, but
no. It
might be on par, but it could, given another year or two.
I think the
fact that Waters is bringing. Go ahead, Pete.
I was gonna say them going, or Dan Waters going to like a sort of supernatural, ethereal villain. I think was such a stroke of genius because it was so different than anything I'd seen from Nightwing before.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say him bringing Nightwing into Cosmic Horror or vice versa, Cosmic Horror to Nightwing, and it's worked. And he has the whole circus theme to drive it home even more.
Connor, you've seen Twin Peaks and you weren't here for this issue, so I'm going to make a comparison here. See when they started teasing that Olivia Pierce had you could sort of tell that she took her face off and showed it to someone and they freaked out. Yeah. I thought of a very specific moment in Twin Peaks: The Return. And,
I know exactly what you're thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, and I that moment hit me oh shit, this is like Nightwing Twin Peaks. What is happening here? I'm into this.
I think it's safe to say Waters is a Twin Peaks fan. I don't think that's outrageous to suggest.
No, probably not. No.
I think, to be fair, a lot of people, especially in the comics world, probably are Twin Peaks fans. But I think Waters specifically is.
Shout out to David Lynch. It's been a year since he died this month, so
almost exactly. Yeah, it's only just a couple of days off. I think.
Yeah, just wild. All right, yeah, I think I agree with Nightwing above Batman and Robin year 1. I think it's such an exciting book.
Wow.
Did anyone want to argue for Nightwing any higher than 5?
That's an interesting that because we are being very, very positive here as we talk about it. That's
Here's the thing. As I said earlier, it would be my number 3. Right over the other.
What are the 3 books? We got the 3 absolutes and
Dark Patterns.
Dark Patterns. Oh, okay.
Is what's about right now.
Does anyone like it more than any of those specifically? Matt, which one you said was your top 3? Which 2 did you like it more than?
So that would be Absolute Batman and what was the other one?
Dark Patterns, Manhunter,
and Wonder Woman.
So and then more than Manhunter. So.
Interesting.
I don't think it's better than Manhunter.
One of those 2 absolutes.
I could argue. I think I could argue Nightwing better than Absolute Batman. I think I could argue that.
Okay.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could throw it in the 5 spot then.
I think Absolute Batman.
No, I'd put it up to 4, Matt, not 5.
Absolute Batman at 5.
Yeah, Absolute Batman's at 5 now, and Nightwing's now at 4.
Yeah.
I think Absolute Batman has been very good. I think it has been, out of those 3 Absolute books, it's been the most inconsistent for me. There are like little dips here or there, but overall, it still kind of comes back up.
Yeah. Also, I want to give Nightwing a shout out as well for the one thing that I thought was maybe going to be like a little bit of a downward turn. Not the one that I was worried about, but something that I thought, oh, this will be the weak part of this story, which was the Nightwing Prime stuff, ended up being really good where it went with that. So credit where credit's due for taking something that I thought was going to be the lame part and then making it matter. So, you know.
For sure. For sure. And then also with Absolute Batman, for all those dips that it's had, right? I feel like Snyder's recovered enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a big controversial.
To be fair, Matt,
yeah.
What the issue you thought was a dip, I thought was the best issue so far. So we've not exactly agreed on when it's dipped.
which issue was
it? Yeah.
So Matt
it
really...
was the,
Yeah, okay. So Matt really didn't like the issue, or he was, I said didn't like, maybe strong, but he was a lot more critical of the issue, which was like Batman had gotten out of being prisoner, and it was like, this is the way it could have went, and then the ending revealed what was actually going to happen. Matt was pretty down on that issue.
Yeah, that was one of the issues I didn't love as much either.
Yeah, I really liked that issue, but clearly, opinions and all that. But
I do think Absolute Batman has dips, but it always like reverts back up. I don't think it's ever been as strong as it has been in the first 2 issues that it had. I don't think it's ever maintained that feeling for me.
I don't know. That annual where he goes after the neo-Nazis, I was like...
Okay, the annual might be the one exception. Yeah.
But that was the strongest story in there, right? Because we were even mixed on the other 2.
Oh, true. But like that was the bulk of it, though. That was like the main...
But the story. Daniel Warren Johnson story, that's another one. Like if we were doing like solid issues, that one's like right beneath the Superman bat for me, because that was some really solid stuff.
I mean, he did a one-winged angel to a Nazi. That was great.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
God, and again, that's the memeable stuff that I've been talking about. People were asking me about what's going on with this hulking Batman because of that image that goes around where he breaks the dude's arm that's doing the salute. And
obviously, not really relevant to this, but just to sort of tack on here, because it is, connected, is that Arkham special was also a good bit of lore. Like I think the lore that he's filling out as he goes, which also ties neatly into just the lore of all the Absolute stuff, has been really good like shared universe writing.
I'm still like not in love with the Arkham take in this world.
Sure.
Like I've accepted it, but I just don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like that. I mean, I don't know if you've read the Arkham special yet, but it's yeah. But there was an Arkham. There was an actual Arkham before.
But what it's still doing here with the arcs, it feels it still inherently feels a little bit like we have to be different because Absolute, and it feels like just a little bit for the sake of it. And it's like I've accepted it is what it is, but I don't think I'm ever going to quite love it.
No, just this idea that the Joker in this universe is this like demonic entity.
I love
that's held by.
I love what he's doing.
Yeah,
I love
the fact that he's taken this Arkham and made it his own thing.
I feel this is Snyder saw the 3 Jokers and went, I can do better than that.
The idea that Joker won't laugh except when he's doing like one of the most horrific things he can, and then he'll start laughing. That is like, because that means that when he laughs it matters, because he only laughs like, this idea that he laughed when he saw the first nuclear bomb go off. That's when he started laughing. I was like, all right.
Like the idea of this demented immortal Joker is love it.
No, there's a lot of great stuff. The lore is good shit.
But also, I still think Nightwing
Nightwing's better.
Is above it.
Nightwing is like, it's doing all these interesting things. It feels otherworldly. It's built up kind of a city lore between continuing the stuff and Babs being this good supporting character in Nightwing's book, but also just this idea of the different gangs all like being played against each other, the OCP style company that's like, and everything's blending together pretty well and all bounces off of each other. It's ongoing comics at its best, where it's not just a mini, it's like, no, there's a whole run here that's been mapped out.
It's that thing with storytelling where instead of going, and then this happens, and then this happens, it's, well, this happened, therefore this happens, and therefore then this happens, and you can trace all that back to that first issue, right? I mean, the gangs, and then Nightwing Prime and all that other stuff.
Now, I don't think I'm going to fight this fight because I don't think anyone's going to agree with me.
Yep.
I could even maybe put Nightwing above Dark Patterns. I realize I'm probably not going to win that, but I could inch it above there.
I think it's very good. Like, I mean, I've just argued it up to number 4.
Yeah.
But I think Patterns is better.
I think this is where it probably rests. Yeah. I think if on a personal note, on a personal top 10, I would probably swap Nightwing and Dark Patterns. But, you know, I'm just, you know, but yeah, number 4 is very good for it. It's fending off some stiff competition. So
the question is there anything we agree on about this top 3 now? Like, just off hat, do we agree on anything specific?
Well, that's just the question. So I was going to ask these questions around the room. Matt, do you like Dark Patterns more than Absolute Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Interesting. Connor, do you like Dark Patterns more than Absolute Wonder Woman?
No.
I would also say no.
Connor with the heel turn swing. There's always plan B.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised that you said yes.
I was surprised you said. I didn't expect them to say yes.
Oh no, Dark Pattern. No, Dark Pattern's by far
excellent, but like, by far, wow.
Yeah, like
I love Absolute Wonder Woman, but Dark Patterns was this one book again. I got 2 people at my comic shop to pick it up because I was talking about it so much. I'm
glad that, like, so obviously I've not been here every week to hear your thoughts every week, but like my perception was still surprised that I thought you would have had Absolute Wonder Woman of Dark Patterns, and I'm glad to see Pete thought that as well.
I thought it as well. And it's because I've heard what you said about both. I still thought you liked Absolute Wonder Woman more. What's so funny about this to me is that in the end, Matt's the one who's saying, I want a Batman book at number 1. That's what's happening right now, and that's really funny.
Look, I don't like it about me, but Dan,
I know he likes him.
You know what? Dan Waters gave us a living building, okay, and it worked. You know, and then you have Wound Man. That was this year, right? Because most of it was this year.
It may have started. I think the first issue of Wound Man might have been 2024, but most of it was 2025.
Yeah.
There was only the first issue of Dark Patterns was 2024. Everything else was.
So I can almost picture this time last year we all said that was a great first issue, but we can't include it in anything yet. Here we are, a year later,
and here we are when Matt is fighting for number 1.
Yeah. No, and I get it. I get it that it dips a little bit with the Red Hood stuff, but I do like what that ended up saying about Gotham. And then
that's probably where I'm at with it. Like, where I think its best arc was probably the second one with the Scarface building, and then I think Wounded Man was number 2, and then probably the final arc, and then the third one's my least favorite of the 4. Now they're all good. None of them are bad by any stretch. But the first half of Dark Patterns is like, you know, like 9 and above out of 10, like consistently, and then it settled into maybe more like 8.5 ish, kind of 8 out of 10s for maybe some of the back half. So, but okay, that's interesting. Now, obviously, I've only asked that question for one pair of books there, which does leave Absolute Martian Manhunter in no man's land here, especially since we're going to do this round of questions now and see how this goes, Matt. And obviously, I know the answer to this based on another question, but just for the sake of going through around everyone, do you like Absolute Martian Manhunter more than Dark Patterns?
No.
Connor, do you like Absolute Martian Manhunter more than Dark Patterns?
Yes.
I am also a yes.
I think it's weird because I think if I took so Martian Manhunter was 6-7 issues. If I compared that to just the first 6-7 issues of Dark Patterns probably would have been on top.
Yeah, but you can't because we've got the other 5 or whatever. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that means Dark Patterns is number 3, based on those 2 rounds of questions.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Matt, but the stats don't lie.
I feel like I already know the answer for you two for the next question. I feel like I'm about to be a tiebreaker, and I don't know which way I'm going.
All right. Well, Matt, do you like Absolute Wonder Woman more than Absolute Martian Manhunter?
Yes.
Come back to me. I'm still thinking.
Do I like Absolute? I actually don't remember which way around I said it for you, so I'll just say which one I like more. which one do I like more out of the two? It's actually really hard. I'm actually not sure which way
These
I
are both
swing.
such good books.
And they're both good in different ways. Like Wonder Woman is obviously the better character. It's the more epic, in a sense. You could argue there's some epicness in.
It's more traditional superhero out of the two.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a Buster Sword. She's fighting kaiju. She, you know, all the rest of it. But I think I'm picking Manhunter out of the two. It's close. I think I'm picking Manhunter because it's to go back to something we've already brought up. It's David Lynch shit. It's doing David Lynch shit so well. It's like abstract Martian Manhunter, where it's like these thoughts of it as a construct idea of like a battle that's taking place in the minds of between a white Martian and a green Martian, and how they're using people and influencing them to fight this war. That's just next level shit. And I think I have to inch towards that. So you're right, Connor. You're breaking the tie.
I knew this was going to happen.
Connor, Greek mythology.
I know. And the thing is, I'm like resorting to looking at my average rating of the two, and I know which one's higher. And then I'm like, are things skewed by the amount of things? Like, Absolute Wonder Woman has like almost twice the amount of books, like to affect that. There's a higher sample size. See, the thing is, I think I enjoy Absolute Wonder Woman more. Like, I'm more excited to read it. I think, but I do, but I also think Manhunter is a better book.
Yeah, the way I'd put it with Manhunter is that the first issue I went into almost like almost as if it was a chore. I was almost like, oh, I don't know what to expect from this. It's probably going to be the first dud of the line, and it blew me away. I was surprised, and despite that, when I went to read issue 2, I was still kind of like, that was probably a fluke. For some reason, I'm not actually that excited to read this. And it blew me away again. Like multiple times in a row, it kept proving itself to me. And I kept forgetting that it proved itself to me. And it kept doing it again. So at this point, like, it fought for this win. It fought me hard with every issue in a way that I don't know if any book has ever actively fought my preconceived notions. Wonder Woman's great, obviously.
But did it have a Minotaur?
See, you say that, but actually, that labyrinth arc was probably my least favorite part of Absolute Wonder Woman in the past year. Like, it was still good, but I like what came before and after more.
I think I'm gonna have to put Martian Manhunter. I think like I said, if you give me 2 issues and go, if you give me a trade of each one of them and go, just read one of these right now, I'll pick Wonder Woman, and I would, because I'll enjoy that straight off. I'll have fun. But I do think Martian Hunter is a better book. I think it's just got a little bit more going for it in terms of just being special.
Pete, you really worked this so that Connor gets the majority of my ire. So congratulations.
So not only do I kind of get what I want, it's all the LOLs directed at him. Yeah, perfect. So that means
it's not that I love to win; it's that I hate to lose.
All I'm saying is, Matt, I got you a Superman book on this 10.
Yeah, but not my Superman book.
That means the top 10, as we have worked it out, and I realized that I was kind of like concealing how that affected that top 3, but it does make it clear what goes where. Here's our top 10 of the year, everyone. Number 10, Crypto. Number 9, Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League. Number 8, Wonder Woman. Number 7, The New Gods. Number 6, Batman and Robin Year 1. Number 5, Absolute Batman. Number 4, Nightwing. Number 3, Batman Dark Patterns. Number 2, Absolute Wonder Woman. And number 1, Absolute Martian Manhunter. And this is definitely the first time that a book with the name Martian Manhunter has been at number 1 in the 10 years we've been doing this. There is no way we've ever done that before. So, congratulations to John Jones.
Is it the first time we've had a book with the same artist in 2 and 3?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
unless the Mora book, because that's the only other person I can think of.
We always like Mora's art a lot, but I don't think his books are ever consistently in the top 5.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, right. Mora books have probably get into the top 10 before, but never that high. I don't think. No, I mean, it's a good top 10. Like, honestly, the fact that we had to like fight over like 8 different books to get into the final 2 spots says that it was a good year. Like that's what that means. That's a good place to be in. So I'm going to tell you something. I'll do stats first before I tell you about what the audience voted for. I'll do that at the very end. So stats wise, I did 2 sets of stats here. Averages. I did averages per series and averages per artist, or sorry, per writer. Because I thought those were the more simple ones to do. So I'm going to give you the top 10 books based on just the average ratings that we rated all year, right? So this is both me and Matt. So each book got an average between us, and then an average of all those averages for each series. How did that actually line up with what we've ended up with here at the end of the year? And this the result may surprise you. I'll say what some of the bottom ones were. I'll do those first. So the bottom, I don't know, few, I guess. The absolute bottom, right, with an average of 4.93 out of 10, keep in mind, is Batman. Specifically, Batman Volume 3, not Volume 4, the one that Matt Fraction's writing.
Right.
I can join in a little bit because I've got my stats here. I can do the series, not writers. That Batman run for me has 2.5, so it works out 5. But bear in mind, it doesn't let you give any half stars.
Sure,
on
right.
this, so
yeah. No, I think what we're saying is that Connor liked Hattush more than we did, Matt. That's what he just said.
I think that's what I heard.
I think I liked probably the Zdarsky stuff more than you did, baby.
Very possibly. Second last place is Batman Combined, meaning both Volume 3 and 4, because I just thought it was interesting to see what that was, and that came out as a 6.16. So just throwing that in there for comparison's sake. Next, with a 6.45 for the entire year, is JSA. So, rated low. Just narrowly beating that, at a 6.48. Next up is World's Finest. And then beating that by a little, at 6.67, is Aquaman. And then Justice League Unlimited had a 6.88. And then Superman by Williamson as a 6.96 average for the whole year.
Nice.
I wonder who dragged that up.
Yeah, Matt definitely dragged it up close to the 7.
All it says, all those books you just mentioned, mine are pretty much in the same ballpark. Again, double everything, but
yeah.
Batman 2.5, Justice League Unlimited 2.7, JSA 2.8, World's Finest 2.9, Aquaman 3, and then Superman 2.4.
So 4.8 by comparison. So
yeah,
Connor liked Superman less than Hattush, is what I just heard.
I wish I could separate just the Hattush issues and find out.
All right, so that's the low end of the spectrum. I thought it'd be fun to see what some of those were down there at the bottom. But I'll give you the top 10 just based on the average ratings because I think that's quite fun to do. So number 10 is Wonder Woman with an 8.35. So yeah, that's pretty good score. Number 9, Mr. Terrific Year 1 with an 8.46. Number 8, Absolute Wonder Woman with 8.55. So just on averages, that was a bit lower. And that's probably me dragging down in that arc that I didn't like as much.
Yeah.
Not that I was giving it super low scores, but I was going lower than an 8.5, so it was dragging it down. Number 7, The New Gods with 8.70. Number 6, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma with 8.71. So that's just one, decimal place there. Number 5, Batman Dark Patterns with 8.74. Number 4, Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League with an 8.80. Which is actually tied with number 3, which is Nightwing, with also an 8.80. So those were the same averages for the whole year. Number 2, Batman and Robin Year 1 with 8.81. So just again, slightly higher between them. And then number 1, including match ratings, Absolute Martian Manhunter with 8.89. Stats don't lie. I mean, the rest of that list was very different ordered, but that's,
Shall I, read out the top couple of mine that I had based on my averages?
Go on.
I'll discount anything that's only like 1 or 2 issues.
Yeah, well, that's a good, actually, just for the record, I did not include anything for averages that was less than 3 issues. just for the sake of whittling out some stuff that wouldn't really have much data.
Yeah.
So
with things that are only 3 issues and up, top, it works out as Crypto, Last Dog of Krypton.
Mhm.
Second, Absolute Martian Manhunter. Third, New Gods. Fourth, Absolute Wonder Woman. Fifth, Dark Patterns. 6, Robin and Batman Jason Todd. 7, Catwoman. 8 is Quantum Karma. 9 is Nightwing. And 10 is Green Arrow.
Well, yeah.
Just thought it was interesting that, like, see what lined up very differently. I think it showed that I like New Gods probably more than you did by the end, because I ended up in my top 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not enough for me to like. I didn't want to argue for it to be much higher than it was in our combined list because I didn't think it was worth it. Really, I was happy where it was with making those concessions. But
Yeah,
I just thought it was interesting.
I also was able to filter by writers and do averages for the writers, which I think is interesting. There is one notable where it is literally just that one book, so the average is the exact same as the book. But for the most part, these all have at least a few issues of something else to kind of shake it up. So here's the top 10 writers based on our averages, again, that me and Matt rated all year for these books. Number 10, Tom Taylor with 7.99. Number 9, Tom King with 8.07. Number 8 is Tate Brombal with 8.13. Number 7, Scott Snyder with 8.17. Number 6, Philip Kennedy Johnson with 8.22. 5 is Kelly Thompson with 8.28. 4 is Jason Aaron with 8.31. Connor obviously would have been nowhere near that for him.
Madness.
And Matt's definitely dragged it up a little bit.
I would have dragged that. So I'd have dragged it back down to normalcy just to even out where it should have been.
Number 3 is Ram V with 8.70. So still rated very well across both of his books this year. Number 2 is Dan Waters with 8.74. And then number 1, Dennis Camp with 8.89, which is exactly the same as Martian Manhunter, because it's the only book he did.
Because he only had the one book.
Yeah. But just interesting to see.
Smallest sample size, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, my limit for that was actually much tougher for writers. I said that they had to have more than 6 issues, and funnily enough, Martian Manhunter just met that criteria.
It had 7.
It had 7.
Yeah.
And that was just me saying, if they just did one miniseries, I don't want to count them, because at least I want either an ongoing or they did multiple minis or something. So that is how those stats worked out, which just leaves to tell you how the audience voted the top books of the year. And I think all in across all the votes there was like 34 total books that received points. So wide breadth of books, a lot of stuff going on. Your beloved Crypto was third last on the list, Connor. I'll just let you know.
That's just because there's not enough people reading it.
That's probably true, but I thought I'd let you know. So here's the top 10 as voted for by you guys, the audience. Here we go. A couple of different things here, which is cool. Number 10, Green Lantern. That made the top 10 on the audience vote list.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 9, Absolute Superman. Yeah. Number 8, Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League. Number 7, Nightwing. Number 6, Wonder Woman. Number 5, Batman Dark Patterns. Number 4, The New Gods, which got a lot of points. Like I think New Gods, like people were really like. I think
that shows our audience loves Ram V books.
Yeah, our audience does love Ram V books. Number 3, Absolute Martian Manhunter. Number 2, Absolute Batman. And number 1, Absolute Wonder Woman.
There you go, Matt. You side with the masses.
I'm vindicated. Vindicated.
They got a Superman book in there at the bottom end, and they gave him Absolute Wonder Woman at the top. Although Dark Patterns was number 5, which is even lower than me put it. So
low.
Wasn't exactly what Matt would have wanted, but hey.
Well, same with Nightwing.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think like there are things that tell you. Obviously, the people who read them like them, but I think it shows people like the Absolute Universe
For sure.
And more importantly, a lot of people are reading the Absolute Universe and sticking with it.
Yeah, I think what's interesting here is that 8 out of those 10 are the same as 8 of the ones we put in the top 10. Obviously, a very different order, shuffled around, but it's a lot of the same stuff, which doesn't surprise me. And we talked about Absolute Superman maybe getting on there. Obviously, Connor.
Stamp that out.
Yeah.
Like Ra's al Ghul.
It deserved it.
But yeah, no, actually, the thing that surprised me most about the votes, honestly, looking at the rest of them, is that Batman and Robin Year One did not get that much points. That was quite low in the votes.
I think it's kind of what I was saying. It's a very good book, but I think it's a very safe book as well. It very much. I know you guys have been reading Batgirl Year One. This fits in the same vibe as those level of Year One books in that it's very safe. It's really good. It's really well told. The art's great. But it's not an exciting new story either. This is the story just told really well.
Yeah, I expected to get a little bit more love, but yeah, Action Comics came out at number 12, Matt. If that's something you're curious about,
that's good.
Yeah. So that is that. But yeah, there you go. That's the results pretty much. I mean, I guess the thing we usually wrap up with on these annuals is just kind of hopes for the new year or whatever. But I mean, I think the thing is that we actually do have a general sense of like, hey, we got a wave of Vertigo books starting next month, and pretty much all of them are interested enough to at least try. How many we stick with is another question, but I think I'm down to try every issue one of those.
Yeah.
So that's neat. And then obviously the next level books, which admittedly they aren't all characters I'm that excited about, but there's some good creators on some of them. So at the very least, we're getting Greg Rucka Batwoman, so I mean, I'm pretty pumped with that. If
that's a win.
Yeah. So yeah. Honestly, I just hope the Absolute line keeps up to the kind of the standard it's been at, and it keeps building to, I assume, some sort of Absolute Justice League eventually. Before we even think about crossing over. A couple of
new Absolute books this year would be nice as well.
I suspect there will be. I mean, we're getting minis, right? Because we're getting a mini of Absolute Green Arrow. They announced that already. So
yeah. And Catwoman.
That's right. We're getting a Catwoman offshoot. Yeah. Which obviously we've met both of those characters in other books at this point. But yeah, that'll be nice. Well,
what was left of one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the Green Arrow one's going to be a tragedy based on what's happened so far. But we'll see. Yeah, so that could be fun. And then and there's going to be a Clayface movie, which is like the weirdest thing ever. But I like that it's a weird choice. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, I don't know what you think, honestly. So that's cool. I don't know. I feel like DC is in a fairly good place overall. Obviously, we'll see what effect the end of KO has in terms of like shaking anything up. We know Superman's going to be missing for a while. I guess that may be the big thing that comes out of it.
That's kind of where I'm feeling though right now. Is you say DC is in a good place overall. I don't know so much about the main line. Like there's lots of exciting minis and Absolute stuff and like Black Labels, Vertigo. I don't know what in the main line I'm excited for coming up.
I mean, most of the Bat books are in a good place. I mean, I know that's like a boring answer, but there's a lot of the lineup.
Like they're all just continuing. They're pretty solid. Yeah. But like, I was talking about like what's exciting that I'm looking forward to. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure these books will continue being solid and good, but.
Well, I mean, like I say, you got all the new next level books. Maybe they'll have a couple of big things to announce for the summer, which we've not gotten to yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to be excited for the possibility of another Kelly Thompson book, but I know she's doing Buffy and Angel, so she's probably too busy to write another DC book. But at least they've not sacrificed Absolute Wonder Woman for doing that. It's like, no, if you're going to keep on one DC book, you're going to keep doing this one.
Yeah, but she also did think that there is something along the line that hasn't been announced yet. So
yeah,
that was when we got the news about Birds of Prey. So I'm wondering what's going on. Also, want to know what else Tom Taylor's up to. He's been oddly quiet.
Well, he's been we know he's been at least working on a sequel to Dark Knights of Steel. That's been kind of mumbling for a while. True. So I expect to see that sometime this year at the very least.
And then we know Ram V's doing that creator owned. The Image is going to be putting out here.
He's having a little break from DC. He said, but he said he'll be back at some point.
Yeah,
cool.
So,
do you guys have a favorite of the like the one that you're most excited for? Are the upcoming Vertigo books?
I'd have to look at the list again, but there definitely was a couple of them that caught my eye.
Yeah, the one that sounds like a pulp novel
Oh,
It's got
the condom one with Phillips.
Yep,
Yeah, that's the one for me. Yeah.
that one.
I'm just getting
That Texas Blood is that's the same team as that Texas Blood, and that book is so good.
Yep.
Do you know what's funny? I just had a thought. I was like, why didn't we talk about Nice House by the Sea? Why didn't we talk about Tynan? And then I realized, because it's been on break since 2024. That's why I talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it have one issue maybe at the start of the year?
I don't think so. I think
Maybe.
if it was just one, but I think it was 2024. It's been on break for a while.
It has been on break for a while. I can't actually remember.
Yeah, no, the one, obviously Dennis Camp's doing a book, so that's interesting.
It did. A Nice House by the Sea. It had 1 or 2 issues.
Chris Condon is doing that pulpy book, which obviously, because I've started reading Nick Green Arrow, I'm into.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, Ram V and Mike Perkins is a hell of a team. Like, so their book, like, theirs is Black Tower, the Raven Conspiracy. Like, you know. And then Tom Taylor's doing a book, which I don't know if it's one of the more exciting sounding ones, but I'm into the idea.
Somehow the one I'm excited for the least.
Yeah.
That's right. It's the zombie dinosaurs.
That's right. And then Tamaki's got a book, and I'm usually enjoying her work. So, yeah, I don't know if, like, I don't know if premise of anything is necessarily, like, why I'm excited, but I'm definitely excited for a lot of the teams on these books. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So that one, the Condon Phillips one is The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery. So
that's going to be one of the books of the year. I'm calling it right now.
It probably
will
will
be
be.
Previous work.
And it'll be such a nice, refreshing thing because we'll have like a line of books. We're probably going to have like a book or two every week. Then that's not going to be a superhero book, and that'll probably be a nice, refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this because of the Phillips connection, but their previous books, they're very much in the same vein as the Brubaker Phillips crime books.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also,
but this is Jacob Phillips, right? Not Sean.
Yes, this is his son.
Yeah. And actually, just to wrap up here, actually, I did actually, when I put out the voting form to put in their top 10s and stuff, I did actually just do a couple of votes there as well. Just a few. So we'll see if this like shakes up with what their order was in the voting. But I asked for them to pick the best Superman book, and I gave them 5 choices, which were Superman Action, Superman Unlimited, Absolute Superman, and Adventures of Superman, the Book of Kal-El.
If anyone voted for Superman, just stop.
At least one person did. No, the winner though was Absolute Superman. Just Connor get upset about that.
And then Action, then Unlimited. And then
I'm going
Superman,
with that's
sure.
There's just more people reading it. Just works out that way.
I mean, the second place was a Book of L, which actually was surprising. Yeah, I did not expect that, but yeah, fair enough. And then I asked best Batman book of 2025. Which was Batman, which I specifically pointed out includes all of Batman for the year, not just like one or the other.
It's harsh because that almost immediately disqualifies it.
It does, but obviously Detective, Batman and Robin, Dark Patterns, and Absolute Batman were the 5 choices. Absolute Batman won considerably. Second place was Dark Patterns, but those were the clear two frontrunners. I asked best Absolute book, and interestingly, there was a tie between 2. And do we think we know what the tie
Batman
is?
and Wonder Woman.
It's
They'll
not.
be the 2 most popular. No? Oh, interesting.
It's Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Well.
Yep. In fact, not only that, Batman's not even next.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Superman more than Batman?
Superman was next, and then Batman.
What's wrong with you people?
Oh, dear, that's funny to me.
Wow.
And then the last vote I put was Best Black Label Book, which was won by Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, and then Kryptonite Spectrum came in second place. So, there you go.
What else was in that?
Just those 2, and then Second Night, because
okay.
I think there wasn't that many Black Label books.
They kind of dropped the Black Label bit a little bit.
Yeah, well, part of that's because they brought the Elseworlds label back, which kind of fills in for it, and then also
and then
Vertigo's
shifted
back.
Any of the ones that would have been Black Label as create their own stuff are now shifted to the Vertigo.
So I still think we'll see the occasional Black Label book for something that doesn't quite fit into either of those categories, but it feels that there'll be lesser and fewer between than there used to be. But yeah, so yeah. Also, I asked at the bottom for any comments they wanted to make, either about DC or the show. I just went out. One of them said just three words: keep Connor out. I just thought I'd mention that one. So
Was that you?
It was not me. I like it popped me. I laughed hysterically when I opened that one, but it was not me.
Because they can't handle the absolute Superman hate. That's why.
I don't think they knew about that though when they said
punk
that.
rock part of me, the what's the word I'm looking for? The contrarian part of me is like, no, now more Connor. It's just like, you know,
you have to stop yourself.
Yep.
Dear.
So,
yeah, and then as far I mean, is there it's maybe tough to say because they've not really attached creators to all the books yet, but is there a next level book that you say is your most anticipated of the bunch?
I think by default it's kind of Batwoman, right?
It's Batwoman. Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that feels a little bit easy, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I agree. Batwoman's probably the one for me as well. But it feels like there's more to announce.
What are the other teams that we know of? Yeah, because we know Deathstroke has a team, Lobo has a team.
Yeah, we now know Zatanna's Jamal
Firestorm
Campbell
now.
and Firestorm's Jeff Lemire and Rafael De La Torre. Those are the ones we know for sure what the teams are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, the other books that we know are going to come are Shadow of the Bat. So, which I kind of see is replacing Dark Patterns in a way. You know, like that book ended, so now we'll get another kind of like fourth Batman book.
Semi-anthology, probably.
Probably. And then there's Barbara Gordon Breakout, whatever that is. But I'm curious.
That's what I was hoping Lemire and Latoya were working on. Because I'm curious to see where that would go.
Yeah. Also, this is not on the slide, but they did tease that Williamson's going to do Legion of Superheroes, which is probably my least anticipated book of the entire bunch.
That definitely is. His monkey's paw. Years of I love the Legion, I love Williamson, and this is what you get.
I can't wait till next year's new category is going to be worst Williamson book, and then just watch Matt like fight with himself.
Is it weird that he's just following in Bendis' footsteps at this point?
Flash, DC Architect. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
No, you're thinking of John's Connor.
No, I am, but I'm thinking I think it's very similar. Like they've always been very similar, haven't they? Like for their respective companies.
Yeah. So, but he's following in there. Just even at DC, going from Superman, Legion, you know, screwing things up. So.
I forgot Bendis.
It's also very telling that none of the Bendis stuff has stuck. So, like.
I mean, there was parts of Bendis' action comics that I really liked, but I think the parts of Bendis' run that I liked way more than anything Williamson's done. But obviously, it was very up and down, and there was bad stuff in it, so it's tough to say. More interesting, I guess, the two. Williamson's just kind of endlessly kind of bland. It's just maybe a bigger sin.
It just I can't believe that it's been years and it's still the same problem of there's a promising start to an arc. It seems like it's going places, arc trails off, and then ends in a cliffhanger for the next arc. And then, this seems like a promising idea. Does nothing with it again.
Yep. All the way back to his first Superman arc.
And now he's going to be writing... Yeah. I'm going to say... And now he's going to be writing Superboy Prime, so...
It's prime time, baby.
A character I'm not particularly fond of.
All right, well, I guess that's the annual for 2025. The yearly tradition rolls on. And because this is annual number 10, that does mean the 10th anniversary of the show is coming up in May. So I don't know what we're going to do for it, but I suspect there'll be some kind of 10th anniversary special to mark the occasion. Or maybe episode 500 will just be that, since 500 is also kind of a big number to hit, but that's actually very soon. I mean, episode 500 is going to hit before the 10th anniversary, so maybe that's too soon to do that. Maybe it'll just be a special that's separate, but I'm sure we'll come up with something to do a little celebration and mark the fact that it's been 10 years since Rebirth and everything starting.
How many cycles have we gone through since that?
It depends how you define them, I suppose. But like, I think what gets me is that if I was to break it down into eras, not so much the eras they've named per se, because that's a different specific thing. But obviously we had Rebirth, we had Bendis is Coming, we had we had all that Snyder Justice League era and like going through that.
Yep. The Justice versus Doom.
Like, pretty close to Rebirth, right? Was that the second?
That was like second wave.
Yeah.
That was like 2018 onwards, though. So that's very like a distinct sort of next chapter. And then in and around all that stuff was the Metals, and Doomsday Clock was in and around all that sort of time period.
Metals is all part of the Snyder stuff. Like that comes under his Justice League.
Yeah. One was before Justice League though, right? I'm pretty sure the first Metal was before Justice League.
Yeah,
but like collectively with the Metals at either end, and then his Justice League stuff in between. That's all like
fair.
the Snyder architect period.
Yeah, and then the pandemic kind of era, if you will, and then we finally got rid of Didio, and that opened up some floodgates.
Reinvigoration.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like,
and then
like even Taylor's Nightwing is a relatively recent thing in the scheme of the 10 years, even though it's been over for like a year and a half, because that started in like 2022 or something like that.
I swear it was like the first like 4 or 5 years of the show. I'd be like, we want Tom Taylor books.
Yeah, and we've had a lot, to be fair. We've been quite pleased that we've had a lot of Tom Taylor books, and hopefully he keeps doing them because they're usually really good. So, hard to complain. But
and then there's the era that had Darkseid's crack. Darkseid's crack
Most
was all
important
over that era.
that's when Williamson was the one spearheading events. That was a rough time for the main event stuff. I'm sure there was other good stuff at the time, but it wasn't the Williamson led stuff. I can tell you that much.
I think it's interesting that right now, despite that there are a lot of ongoing books that are good, it still feels like the absolute era, right?
Absolutely, it's the absolute era. Yeah, I think it'll be the absolute era until something else definitively comes in and feels like the new hot thing. And I don't think we're going to be there probably this year unless they announce something huge for like near the end of the year or something like that.
I think the caveat being if they do a summer event crossing over the worlds, after that could be.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that could be this year, I guess, but I feel like
it needs a little bit more. I think probably 27 is a better year for it.
I think you build up to Absolute Justice League, which I don't know. I'm not saying that should be an ongoing book, but just the idea that maybe you build to an absolute event where the Justice League forms in some way.
I think the only debate is whether or not that they are a Justice League before that event, or does seeing this world and the impact of that make them realize that they need a league of their own.
They could go that route.
Just finally, we had even references to one another when Wonder Woman shows up. Or Batman shows up for Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And
so...
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough, I love how in the Absolute Universe the villains are all like a team first. Like, it's somewhere much more intimidating than like, oh, they're like, of course this is the more villainous universe. They're all like operating at this efficient level that the heroes have got much less of a chance against. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
So, things are in a good place. There's obviously stuff to critique. There's, Fight Month and all that bollocks, but there's lots of good right now. Hard to complain. And Comics from the Multiverse keeps rolling on, and we'll be here talking about stuffs. That was meant to sound monumental. It did not sound monumental.
Stuffs always does.
Talking about stuffs.
It sounded like I didn't know what to say, so I said stuffs instead, which is exactly what happened. But yeah, so here's the 2026. Hopefully, fun DC stuff happens, and hopefully nothing too bad in the world happens. But we'll see.
It's got that idea of it. Hopefully, it all keeps publishing smoothly.
Hey, yeah, it's not out of the realm of the possibility that publishing's interrupted because world events get in the way. But I mean, hopefully, we don't get anywhere near that. But
I mean, even on that level, but like just on the economic side of things. Obviously, there are things happening even right now that like recent events that mean that, hey, comics might be getting more expensive again. Hopefully, that doesn't impact too much.
Oh, sure, yeah, tariffs and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. But that is the show, everyone. That has been the annual for 2025. Hopefully, you had fun revisiting the year, and obviously in the comments on YouTube or in the Discord or wherever, yeah, give us your top 10 books of the year. It's always nice to see them. And how much did you agree or disagree with what list we ended up with? But yes, congratulations to Absolute Martian Manhunter for Book of the Year. That is us. That's annual number 10. We'll see you for number 11 next year. Keep reading DC Comics. And oh yeah, support us on Patreon and all that stuff. Helps out a bunch. Get bonuses. Yeah, all the usual plugging that I do at the end. But it's a special occasion, so who cares? Keep reading DC Comics. We'll see you next time. And remember to never get lost in the Speed Force.